Tonight is a hit-the-switch night for both of these teams. The Blaine Bengals 1-1, along with the Champlin Park Rebels. The Rebels coming off an impressive win over Wayzata last week, limiting Wayzata to just 12 points. Meanwhile, for Blaine, they're going to have to identify the type of team they are. Early in the season, yet just the third game, but it is really a night where both of these teams will define what type of team they are as they hit the switch for the momentum for the remainder of the season. Coming your way here on QCTV, it's Champlin Park Rebels hosting the Blaine Bengals.
To the fence, and that's gone.
There it is. Ace to win the set. It's caught. 20-10 touchdown.
This is going to be in the gap.
Yes! Scores on the deflection. Yes! The Huskies win their first state championship.
Good evening and welcome to Rebels Stadium tonight. Champlin Park and Blaine, a battle in 1-1s, as Joe mentioned a moment ago. Perfect weather for football tonight. A little breeze blowing from right to left or from south to north here at Rebels Stadium. There was a threat of rain earlier, but that has passed and we are ready to go in a good rivalry game. And Joe, as you mentioned in that open, key game for these teams as they try and figure out where they are in this season. Both teams have played well. Blaine, they won their opener beating White Bear Lake at home 24-19. Fell to Minnetonka at home in Blaine 21-14. So first trip on the road here tonight. Meanwhile, Champlin Park struggled against Woodbury, losing 21-7, but a huge win on the road at Wayzata 14-12, and that's big. Nick Keenan told me he was very happy for the kids because a year ago they went 0-9, so to get that W is big.
And you take a look at the rankings right there, you can see Woodbury continuing to improve and climb the ladder as they are currently at number 7. Lakeville South number 1, and you can see the rest of the way there with Eden Prairie, Prior Lake, Maple Grove in the northwest suburban, also here in the northwest area, and then Elk River put up an impressive win over Andover last weekend, number 10. But you're right, it's a key night. You can see the fans are up, they're riled up and ready to go. Blaine, a great passing game, some good balance. They've got an impressive wide receiver in Tyler Terry and a quarterback at 6'4", 200, and Frank Daniels, who can throw the ball. We'll see if the wind has any factor there. Meanwhile, for the Rebels, their defense seems to be getting stronger as the season gets longer, and I know they want a lot of carries, at least 25 for number 29, Arthur Russell, tonight.
Yeah, and the Rebels are going to need to overcome an injury. Ben Bremer, who's been a big part of both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, not available tonight. As a result, Anthony Thomas, it looks like Arthur Russell is actually going to kick it off. Arthur Russell will tee it up and kick it off at the 40-yard line. Wind causing a little bit of trouble there. And then two men back deep, Tyler Terry and Matthew Plankers for the Blaine Bengals. They are in white jerseys to our left. The Rebels in the home navy. 12 minutes on the clock. We're ready to go. Underway. Kick with the wind well into the end zone and out. Touchback. Blaine starts first and 10.
Well, you could feel the hype just before the kickoff, and then Russell was able to elevate that into the wind and send it to the end zone, and now that does that much more for the hype on the field as the defense gets set for Champlin Park. And again, I think Coach Keenan would like to say, hey, it's good to see how they can throw into this wind starting off here in the first quarter on the first drive for the Blaine offense, a team that's averaging about 222 yards a game throwing.
And here is Frank Daniels, the quarterback. He's going to hand it off. And a short gain right up the middle. That was Mike Douglas, not much. It'll be a second down. Douglas coming in, 20 carries, 138 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He is their leading ball carrier. Gain of 1, second down and 9.
You can see that they like to have balance, and they have it. 148 yards passing, meanwhile 127 yards on the average each game rushing for Blaine.
Noah Scalarud now gets the carry. He'll go into the middle. Not much doing. And Magnus Wright for the Rebels all over him. Third down and long.
Taking a look at the starting lineup with Mike Law, the head coach for Blaine, left tackle, you've got Sonam, followed by Neitzel, Kurnow, Cullen, and Abel. That offensive line averages about 260 pounds. Tyler Perry, watch out for him. He's an explosive player at wideout, followed by Plankers. You have Schusted, followed by Torgerson, Skullerud, and also Frank Daniels. You'll see him now, ready to throw.
Daniels down the left side. There was a bump over there. No flags out at the 45-yard line. And the intended receiver out there was Donovan Torgerson, incomplete. And Blaine's going to punt it away. So a 3-and-out for that Rebels defense, and that defense played very well a week ago on the road at Wayzata.
When, as much as a strong arm that Daniels has, that was like the ideal throw you wanted him to make on that first attempt, because it was about a 25-yard toss and into a very strong wind. So just off the mark, it's time here for a punt and back on the Rebels to receive.
Zach Schusted standing at his 6-yard line, gets a good snap, boots it into the wind. It's a short wobbler, bouncing at the 38-yard line, goes sideways. It'll be touchdown there, and the Rebels will have outstanding field position for their first drive of the game. They'll be 1st and 10 at the Blaine 38-yard line with 10:42 to go in the quarter.
Well, I'll tell you, Rebels have hit the switch, and it might have been on the coin toss, Steve, because that was critical. Whoever decided that they were going to kick off and run and take in the wind, that's huge, because they have great field position, as it's the Rebels a chance to go up top early as they get their first possession at their own 38.
And here we go, Champlin Park, quarterback Preston Tilkey. Sophomore's done a good job. Arthur Russell, starting running back, stands to his left. Russell, the handoff up the middle, not much doing. Stacked up by that Blaine defensive line. And Gavin Ecker, Jaden Grant, Jack Schisler, Andrew Edwards. Not much doing there. We'll give Russell a couple to the 36-yard line.
Well, we mentioned Coach Keaton, talked to him a little bit before the game as well, and I said, boy, he's just fun to watch, and he gets kind of into that rhythm. He says, you're right. I really wanted him to run the ball 25 times in the first game of the year. He just starts to heat up at about 20 carries. He only had 14.
Tilkey's going to roll left. The sophomore on the run, throws to his left. It's caught stepping out of bounds near a first down marker at the 28-yard line. A good pitch and catch there, and the reception made by Elijah Novak. 8th catch of the year right there.
Steve just went through the offensive line of Ellingson, Kramer, Nelson, Ishak, Wright. They're averaging this year at about 270 in that offensive line, followed by the tight end Stahl. You got Tutt as a wideout. He's quicker than a hiccup. And then you've also got Lanimer ready as a flank. And then you have Ogalana, who's a fullback. Arthur Russell just gets better as the season goes. And Thelke, a sophomore, now feeling like a senior.
Up the middle they go. Russell for a couple to maybe the 25-yard line before he's stacked up and driven back by the Blaine Bengals. Defensively, Zach Halverson was there in the middle of that. It'll be 2nd down and a long 8 right near the 20, just at the 26-yard line.
Defensive look here for Blaine. As you see, the defensive end is Ecker, followed by tackle and Schisler. Edwards, Kohler, along with the other defensive end linebackers as they run this 4-3 that they have. Olsen, Morris, Halverson, and then at corner they have Herlinger, Johnson, and Potvin.
Russell on the pitch out, has the 25, around the corner, 20-15, stacked up near the 12-yard line, driven out of bounds. Good pitch out by Tilkey. Russell catches it on the run, and very elusive runner. Another Rebels first down, and they're going to mark him out at, let's say, that 12-yard line. Gain of 14.
Great run, had everything set up. Good blocking downfield as well. You could see a wide receiver there peeling off a nice block. That was Tutt, and that gave Russell an additional 5 to 7 yards.
Here's Novak out to the right, Tutt way out to the left. Running back is Russell, gets the handoff, cuts back at the 5, toward the end zone, touchdown Rebels.
They have hit the switch with an exclamation point to start this game. Champlin Park, the Rebels are on a roll after their win versus Wayzata, and they're starting to kind of find that identity of what kind of a team they are. And one thing is, get that ball in the hand of Russell.
And now he's going to be actually on to try the extra point is Anthony Thomas wearing number 47. The holder is Brady Schornstein. And the snapper is Peter Nelson. Snap spot blocked. Well, it wasn't a very good snap, and the timing was off, and that one is blocked by the Bengals. But it is 6-0 Rebels with 9:05 to go here in quarter number one. The Rebels go 5 plays, 38 yards, capped by a 12-yard Arthur Russell touchdown run, his second of the year, Joe.
You know what? Red does tackle so well. He's got the scamper and the kind of a scat back type of run approach that really suits this offensive line. He waits for those blocks to develop, spurts through those gaps, cuts back when need be, and he's a patient runner. And just like Coach Keenan said, get that kid the rock 25 times a game. It's better for us, and he starts to heat up in the offensive line also. Enjoys that running game.
So Champlin Park to kick it off here at the 40-yard line, and kicking it off again for Champlin Park. Looks like it is going to be Russell. Let's see for sure.
As they set up here, and Blaine just a little bit deeper this time on the return. They were at the 10 the first time. Now they move back to the 5.
Jackson Miles actually to kick high end over end. It'll be grabbed at the 15-yard line. Here come the Bengals up the middle of the field, and tackled immediately at the 30-yard line is the Bengals return man, Tyler Terry. So he tried to seam up the middle and was knocked down almost immediately. Good tackle there by
it looked like Tootie who got that tackle.
Yeah.
And he hog-tied him, brought him down. And key element now, Blaine will start from their 30.
9 minutes to go in the third. They're down 6-0. Their quarterback, Frank Daniels. And Daniels is going to hand it off. Lone running back stacked up, no gain. Good job by that Rebels defensive front again. Harry Massey was all over the ball carrier there, and that was Noah Scalarud. 23 carries, 55 yards coming in. Second down, 10 yards to go as Blaine hurries it up. 8:37 to go. They'll toss sweep left side. Scalarud again trying to get to the edge. Not much doing as he's driven out of bounds. Good pursuit over there defensively by Champlin Park. Emmett Tutt, the corner, got there. It was a gain of maybe 2, 3rd down and 8.
One thing that the Rebels have been doing is tackling for loss. In fact, they have 17 tackles for loss this season, 4 sacks and 2 interceptions. The opponents just have 4 tackles for loss against the Rebels.
3rd down and 8. Daniels back, swings it, and it's dropped. The intended receiver on the quick slant was Matthew Plankers, and he had it and dropped it. 4th down, and Blaine's going to punt it away.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on just as after he was going to receive that ball, but you got to focus on one thing at a time, and the first thing is catch that ball, and it went right between his hands.
Zach Schustad will punt for the 2nd time in the game. Blaine 2 consecutive 3-and-outs, and the Rebels figure to get it in good field position again as Schustad punts into the wind. 2 players back deep for the Rebels. Emmett Tutt, Khalil Toney waiting for it. Kick is away. Low line drive chasing Tutt back. He'll let it bounce and get away. And that turned out really good for the Bengals as that'll be touchdown inside the 25-yard line. And that's where the Rebels will start 1st and 10 up 6-0.
Well, there's some punts that you want to get that high spiral and turn it over. But when you're kicking into this type of wind, you want to keep it low and as much as an end-over-end kick so you can get that roll. You just hope that the returners do not track that ball down and get a good run back, and that's what happened. They got the roll, about a 15-yard roll once it hit the ground. So the Rebels get their 2nd possession, and it's going to start from their own 23-yard line.
Not bad, 45-yarder into the wind. Here's the handoff. Russell goes to the right side, and he isn't going to find any running room over there. He was snowed under by the Blaine Bengals, and linebacker Easton Olson broke up that play. He may have got back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down.
That it is, a 4-3 defense for Blaine as they trying to get themselves focused and set here with the defensive tackle alignment. And of course, that linebacker play, a key against this running game.
Tilke, the quarterback, Russell to his right. Man goes in motion, and that's Emmett Tutt. He's going to swing it out on the left, try and throw it up into the air. Jump ball knocked around. Tilke took a shot, and that was almost completed out there to Elijah Novak. Kind of a jump ball situation, a break. It wasn't picked off.
Rolling to his left, he did that on his first toss and made a nice on a dime throw, but that one he lofted in the air. If he was throwing into the wind going the other way, that probably would have been picked off. But he also did take a pop as he extended his throw and finished the follow through. They got him underneath the arm and drove him into the ground. So let's see what the Rebels have in mind here for a third down, maybe a screen.
Third down and 10, ball at the 23-yard line. They're going to run that option. Russell trying to get to the outside, has room, 30, 35, 40, before he's knocked out of bounds. Big gainer there for Russell. They run the pitch right side, and he takes it for 17 yards and make that 18 and a first down to the 41-yard line.
Well, he ran to the weak side this time and kind of guided it, took a read to see where everyone was, and instead of doing a long toss, it was a short pitch, and then they just relied on that sprinter speed of Russell.
Novak and Tutt split out to the right. Russell, the running back with Tilke, play action. Rolling right, Tilke trying to find room, throws it. It's almost caught out there by Blake Stahl, and he dropped it. Pretty good defensive play by Blaine, second down and 10.
Well, they're trying to roll out right now. I know Tilke can make some nice throws from the pocket. We saw that in the first game of the season. But when he has to roll out and you kind of see him taking short, choppy steps, it's tough to get your legs underneath that throw and really send one down the field. And he looks like maybe he's just trying to guide it versus throw it.
Tilke, pretty good poise though for a sophomore quarterback. Stepped into his starting role. Did a good job in that win over Wayzata a week ago. Here's Tilke, high snap, hands it to Russell, breaks a tackle, stays on his feet, and then finally grabbed and dragged down. And getting a hold of him was Jack Johnson. Really wouldn't let go, and now it's third down and 9.
That was a nice tackle. Very underestimated on how elusive Russell is as a runner. But Jack Johnson got a hold of that leg. Good balance on that tackle and did not let it go. Third and long now for the Bengals.
Two wide receivers go out to the right for Champlin Park. Slot back near side. And we got a timeout. And the Rebels are going to call a timeout. Play clock was at 11, no big deal. 6:42 to go. But the Rebels with the wind on third down and 9 are going to talk about it. Well, Champlin Park got off to a very good start in the game, and they got off to a good start on the road at Wayzata, and they're playing with confidence right now.
They are. They're getting that running game behind them, and that creates some momentum, but also some confidence along the way. And I think right now they have a chance to try to throw that ball. The first two games for Blaine, they are giving their opponents 222 yards a game in the air. And White Bear Lake in their opener. And last week, they could throw the ball. They had a lot of success. White Bear Lake was 14 for 26, 250 yards. Minnetonka 19 from 24 for 194 yards. So now it's about hitting those seams, and they know they can throw. They got the wind at the back. They just need the protection in front. They've got that running game established. And now they know that they can also go for it on third down. They have that possibility with Russell in the background.
Third down and 9. Tilke the snap. He'll swing it out to Russell. He's got some running room up the sideline near the 50. Won't get to the first down marker where he's driven out of bounds. Good defensive play by the Bengals over there as they pursued the football. Linebacker Henry Morris, a senior, shoved him out of bounds, and they actually say he stepped out at the 47-yard line, and that'll make it fourth down and 4 yards to go. And the Rebels like to punt it away with the wind. And the punter is Preston Tilke with Ben Bremer on the sideline this week.
That's a huge loss, Steve.
Yeah, on both sides of the ball and on special teams. Snap good. Kick is away. A spiral into the wind. Caught it to 16. Return man steps around one, and then he's driven out of bounds at the 26-yard line. And that is Tyler Terry, who's a dangerous weapon on offense and a pretty good return man. But the Rebels were all over it. Now Blaine will start it with 6:26 to go, quarter number one. They've already had it 3 times, Joe.
Tyler Hansen with a nice tackle there on the punt return. He got squared up, did not let him go through him, or breaking arm tackle, squared up mid-shoulder. So here's a chance now on the third possession. We'll see if they decide they want to throw on first down. They do.
And they swing it out to the left, and it is caught. I believe the receiver out there catching the football.
That was Torgerson.
Yeah, Torgerson caught it. Terry was out there as well.
I'll look at Coach Keenan's defense. A defense that typically comes in playing a 4-3. This year they've gone to a 3-4. And Massey on the line, defensive end, along with Wright and Brugers as a defensive tackle. Then Heinen having a fine season at linebacker. Graham, Dukulu, and then you also have Sundem, followed by Schoenstein. Now, keep in mind, he's leading the team as a free safety in one of the tackles here. And then you have Ottenberg, Tut, and rest of the lineup as well.
Run up the middle, and that should be a first down for the Blaine Bengals. And it is a first down, and the ball carrier there was Douglas. Douglas gets it out to the 38-yard line.
Douglas came in with 131 rushing yards and 2 TDs for Blaine.
First down of the game for Blaine. 5:38 to go, first quarter. Quarterback Frank Daniels. Man goes in motion. That is Torgerson. Sets up on the left side. They'll toss it to Douglas. He tries to get to the edge and gets to maybe the 45-yard line. Pretty good gain there on first down, 6, maybe 7 yards. And that'll set up second down and short.
Yeah, Douglas averaging 65 yards a game rushing. And what you're seeing Blaine do is, instead of trying to go up the middle where Champlin Park was doing some run blitzes early, they're trying to get to the outside.
Douglas again, the running back to the left to Daniels. Play action. The quarterback is hit. He got decked. And coming in there on the blitz for Champlin Park was Aiden Sundem from his outside linebacker spot and drilled that quarterback. And it'll be third down and 4 now.
Sundem that time came in with some big strides and quiet enough where he could hit him just as he was releasing the ball. Good blitz that time.
It'll go as an incomplete pass. Daniels was able to get it away in the nick of time. Douglas running back to his right. Man goes in motion. That is Torgerson. He'll set up as a flanker to the right. And it's going to be Douglas trying to get to the edge. Nothing doing, and the Rebels are going to drop him for a loss inside the 40-yard line, back at the 39-yard line. That was a terrific play. A lot of Rebels all over that one, including for Champlin Park. Matthew Heinen wearing number 40. And Blaine's going to have to punt it away, so they get a first down. They lose 4 on that play.
There was that RPO, and he tried to keep a read on it and let him have the ball in the run, but I'll tell you, they're getting so much pressure and doing some late blitz runs as well. As the Rebels have been outstanding in their first 3 possessions.
Schustad to punt it away again. End over end, taken at the 32-yard line. Good move, trying to get to the outside is Tut, and Tut returns it about 10 yards out to the 44-yard line, where the Rebels will start first and 10. Pretty good punt return there, Joe.
Yep, and you know what? He's got some safe hands. He's a guy that you want the ball in his hands, and a crafty runner, very agile. So, third possession of the game here for Rebels begin at their own 44-yard line.
That's how they described you. Agile, crafty runner, way back in the day in Morton.
Pre-COVID, pivot.
First down and 10. Here's Tilke, hands it off. The other running back in there, and it's a gain of 5 out to the 49-yard line. And I think for Champlin Park, that was Remy Agunlana.
I'll tell you, and that running strong and hard is contagious. As you watch in practice and you see it executed in the game, and he did a great job there. Let the hole develop. Sometimes as a running back, when you're younger, you want to grab that ball and hit the hole as fast as you can. You learn you got to have some poise and allow things to develop. And the running backs are doing that for the Rebels tonight.
Ogunlana, the running back, to the left of the quarterback, Tilke. He'll get it again, try the right side, cut it back, get a couple over the 50 to the 49-yard line, setting up 3rd down and 3 yards to go. Some pushing and shoving, but so far penalty-free in the game, Joe.
It is. The Rebels this season averaging 104 games on the ground, 104 yards, rather, on the ground, and the opponents are just picking up, Steve, 34 yards a game. That's how they got things stymied versus Wayzata and possession there. So they've got to get the run game going. Now a short 3rd and 5.
Ball right at midfield. Tilke play action rolling left. Throws it on the run down the sideline. Jump ball caught. What a catch at the 31-yard line by Elijah Novak.
I can tell you that Tilke threw that ball with the confidence that on that 50-50 ball, his guy was going to go up, elevate, and bring that ball down, and that's what Novak did. That was an outstanding play.
Gain of 19. What a catch.
That's a trust throw from that sophomore quarterback to Novak.
Ogunlana up the middle. Good surge to the 25 before he's smothered by the Blaine Bengals. But that is a gain of 6 on the play to the 25-yard line.
And you're starting to see, as I mentioned in the pregame, it's a kind of a hit-the-switch type of game. Which team is going to hit that switch? And right now, the Rebels are moving with a little moxie and swag.
Terrific pitch and catch. And Tilke, as a right-hander, likes to roll left and throw that way. Here's Tilke again. Ogunlana again up the middle. Steps around a would-be tackler and gets very near a 1st down at the 21-yard line. Good hard running there by number 35, and I think they're going to mark him a yard short at the 22, and they do.
Maybe a good situation here to throw the ball. See if you can find somebody on a play-action fake. And see who's open in the end zone or getting behind the safety. You can always come back to that run.
3rd down short 2. Ball inside the 23. They need near the 21.
Oh,
and I think Blaine may have jumped. That'll be a free 1st down for the Rebels.
Yeah, and that's something, batteries included, that the sophomore quarterback has added to his repertoire. A good hard count as a sophomore. That tells you that he's growing and developing. So great way to pick up a 1st down for Champlin Park.
Another 1st down for the Rebels. Here's Tilke, play action, throwing left again. Has his man at the 10, down to the 7-yard line. And that was just a nice, neat little play over the middle. And that was caught, I believe, by Blake Stahl. Just a little crossing route in the middle.
Stahl having an impressive season. When he makes these catches, they're huge. He's got now 6 catches for 45 yards and a TD this season.
Gain of 9, 2nd down and 1. They're going to go quick. Ogunlana up the right side. 1st down and more to the 5.
I got it, Jim.
And that'll be 1st and goal there. And we have an official timeout with 1:01 to go in the quarter.
Set the ball for the 1st down, and boy, you can feel it in the air. It's a great night for high school football. The stands are packed here at Champlin Park, even on the other side, with Blaine's crowd almost at full capacity there. Rebels on the move.
Tilke. Ogunlana, the running back, takes the handoff. A little bit of a delay. The 3, the 2, backs into the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels. They lead it 12-0.
A 56-yard drive, mostly on the run, but also mixed with some fabulous passing plays and a catch by Novak, capped off by a run. And the Rebels are filling that zone tonight, and they're getting that identity of the team that they are. With 36 seconds left, they have a chance here to go up 13-0. If they go for the 2-point conversion, it'll be 14.
8-play drive goes 56 yards in just shy of 4 minutes. And the Rebels are going to go for 2. Russell is in there. Tilke, the quarterback, 5 yards behind his center. Takes a snap. Going to roll left. His favorite play. Gets Stahl on the slant. 2-pointers good. Rebels lead 14-0 late first quarter. That's pretty.
That's so unusual that a right-handed quarterback, especially a sophomore, is much more comfortable moving to the left. And when he does this, you can see that he keeps his shoulders in place. Look at this run. Keeping the feet moving, keep checking, and then a throw down into the end zone.
That's pretty good. A teammate just throw you into the end zone, and then there's Stahl on the 2-pointer. 14-0 Rebels. Well, very impressive, Joe, defensively and offensively. Doesn't look like a team that went 0-9 a year ago and struggled against Woodbury in the opener.
And he looked for the tipping point, and well, they hung with Woodbury, but now with that win against Wayzata, 14-12 last week, that starts to spark a little something. And now you really want to try to find out who the heck you are. And they've had so many injuries, Steve, already this season. But they're stepping up. If it's not me, who is kind of the theme for this team and the Rebels.
Here's Miles to kick again. Had a touchback. He is kicking one more time with the breeze here in quarter number 1. He hammers this one near side. It's taken at the 6. Look out, Tyler Terry to the middle of the field. And he has a head of steam, and he may have got tackled up high at the 30-yard line. Don't see a flag. And there it comes in late. Yeah, that's going to be a horse collar at the very least, maybe a face mask. And that's going to give Blaine the ball out at the 45-yard line. But they got Terry up high, Joe.
They did. I'll tell you, he runs so strong and with such burst. It's tough to get in front of those legs. So they try to take him up high, and a horse collar tackle there and 15-yard penalty. I believe that's the first penalty on the Rebels tonight with 29 seconds left here in the first quarter.
And actually, they're going to call the penalty on the Bengals the other way. I can't believe it, because Terry got tackled up around the helmet. I thought that's for sure what the play was.
I think
but
that
instead,
as well.
we go the other way. 1st and 10, Blaine way back at the 15-yard line. How about that? 28 seconds to go in the quarter. Up the gut. And I believe that was Noah Scalarud, the ball carrier there. Let's see for sure. And it was Scalarud, and
I'd be surprised if they run another play here, because I think they'd like to have the wind at their back. I think they're going to do some fake snaps or calls to see if they can get an offside. 3 seconds left. 2, 1. They snap it.
They snap it. They give it to Scalarud. He bounces off a tackle out to the 23-yard line. And it'll set up 3rd down and short as we move to quarter number 2. Game 3 of the season here at Champlin Park. And the Rebels dominating the Bengals 14-0. We'll be back with quarter number 2 here on QCTV. And here we go, quarter number 2 underway, all Champlin Park in the first quarter. And let's take a look at that game summary. And Champlin Park really getting it done on both sides of the ball. And here's Russell from 12 yards out, runs it into the end zone. Extra point was blocked. 6-0 Rebels.
Another defensive stance, and they get the ball back. 56 yards out.
And he goes into the end zone. And the 2-point conversion was good. Tilke to Stahl. And now here we go, quarter number 2. Blaine, 3rd down and 2 at their own 23-yard line. And the quarterback, Frank Daniels, goes to the right. The big guy runs over the 25 to maybe the 26-yard line and out for a first down. They'll move the sticks, and Blaine hasn't had a lot of that in quarter number one.
Now we'll see if the play call is different here with the wind at their back. Meanwhile, Daniels doesn't run it all that much. That was his 17th rushing attempt of the season, and he has 55 yards and a touchdown coming into tonight.
And just their second first down of the game. They had 2 3-and-outs to start the game. And here comes Daniels again. And the running back, Scallaroo, to his left. They got a lot of motion as they split him out to the near sideline. Here's Torgerson way out on the right. He's going to catch that screen. He's trying to find running room, and the Rebels read it. They're all over it, and they drive him back. No gain on the play. That was read beautifully by Matthew Heinen, who smelled that out. Second down and 10.
Well, you know, you can smell that out and go get there, but then you have to make the tackle on a big fella, Torgerson, 6'4", 210. And I'll tell you, it's not that it's that big of a player on that tackle, but I'll tell you, the technique was what it needed to be.
There's Daniels rolling right, gets hit, popped into the air, picked off at the 30-yard line, intercepted by the Rebels.
And I don't know if you saw Tyler Terry wide open in the secondary. He's going to want that back. There was no one around, but a good pressure here up the middle. And just as he's ready to release it, his elbow is hit, lofted in the air. And
Jalen Graham hauls it in. Rebels have it 1st and 10 at the Blaine 30-yard line with 10:56 to go in quarter number 2. Champlin Park, touchdown drive from the Blaine 38. And their other drive went 56. They have it on his short field again. Here's Tilke. Russell at the running back picks up a block. Tilke escapes left. He's on the run. Flags fly. That's almost certainly going to be a hold and is going to come back.
Yeah, but I do like the poise. You look through his progressions, look to his right, look to his left, looked at the last minute to see if his third receiver was there. He took off and ran. But then, of course, when he took off to that left, somebody had to grab a defensive lineman. Now, keep in mind, Blaine's had 4 possessions already. This is the 4th for the Rebels. And they've been trying to mix it up a little bit more, but let's see what the Rebels do here, as they had some awesome field position after the turnover and the interception.
And it's still pretty good. Problem is, it's 1st down and 20. And there it is, Tilke going out. Let's see if we see the hold. That's probably 74 out there for the Rebels. Colin Ellingson on the edge.
Big fella, 270 out on that edge.
10:49 to go. They're going to give it to Russell. Try the right side. Cuts it back. We have another flag flying. And this could be another hold. It'll be a gain of 4, but this is almost certainly coming back, as the Rebels get it 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line and are going to head even closer to midfield here. And that's the 2nd straight holding penalty on the Rebels, and it's going to be at the 49-yard line.
I love that scat back running style. I'll probably date myself, but it's got a little bit of that Gale Sayer stride to it.
Wow.
Where he stops, and then cuts back, or a little DJ Dozier on some of those running styles.
Yeah, that's way back in the day. That's Nixon administration.
Or I could just say Cook.
Yeah.
It'd be one of the Cook brothers, either with Buffalo or the Vikings.
Yeah, there you go. All right, now it's 1st down and a mile. 1st down, 29 yards to go for the Rebels. And they're going to hand it off. Little trickery as they go left side. Another flag comes in. And maybe the Bengals sideline has talked to the officials and said, there's a hold on every play. And now we got an injured Bengal down on the field.
Well,
so an injury timeout.
He's holding that knee in pain.
Yeah.
That's nothing serious there. It looks like a linebacker, perhaps. As we get a look here, 56 perhaps, 55 or 56.
Yeah, it's Andrew Edwards. Andrew Edwards, defensive tackle right there at midfield. And the 3rd consecutive penalty on the Rebels takes it all the way back to their 45-yard line.
I was not aware it was Flag Day today, but it's happening this evening, and
you just do not see that very often. So starting 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line, the Rebels have picked up 3 holding penalties, which have netted 25 yards all the way back to their own 45-yard line, and we have that injury timeout with 10:17 to go in quarter number 2. Now, take away those penalties. Champlin Park played an almost perfect first quarter here tonight on both sides of the ball. They were terrific defensively. And here's a look at the standings in the Metro Gold North. Maple Grove, of course, the defending state runner-up on top. Minnetonka there. Blaine and Champlin Park, both 1-1. But you look at Totino Grace, Wayzata, St. Michael Albertville, a surprise out of the gate at 0-2.
that's a shocker, and that's who Blaine will get next week. And I don't think I'd want to play St. Michael if they're 0-3.
Yeah, and they have a great stadium up there, too. That's a beautiful facility. A lot of great football in this Metro North Gold division. And the Rebels get back at it. See if they can avoid a penalty here. Tilke throws it out to the left. It's caught on the run at the 50. And stepping out of bounds for Champlin Park over there is Drew Kaluza, 170-pound senior. So some positive yards here on first down as they get it into Blaine territory at the 48-yard line. A gain of 7 on the play.
Yeah, they had a first and area code on that first down situation after 3 consecutive penalties, and I like that play call. Just get it a little chunk at a time.
Rebels moving left to right or into the breeze coming out of the south here tonight. Great night for football. Rebels lead it. Here's Russell trying the right side, cuts it back over the 40 to maybe the 39-yard line before he's stacked up. Pretty good gainer there. It's still 3rd down and long for Champlin Park, but a couple of positive plays and more importantly no penalties.
Hey, you get another, say, 10 yards. You're thinking right now, are we going to punt? Or are we going to? We're probably not going to do the field goal, so we're probably looking at a 4-down situation here. So maybe if we do a slant or a run, we can pick up a reasonable amount for a 4th down attempt.
Kaluza and Tutt out to the left. Russell, the running back. Tilke drops back, quick throw, caught there and hit almost immediately at the 35-yard line was Blake Stahl. Good defensive coverage there by the Blaine Bengals, swarming him under Easton Olson among others, and now it'll be 4th down and 15 from the 35.
I like that play call. You get it out to the flats, see if you can break a tackle and get into a situation there. Meanwhile, another heated game tonight has the quarterfinals from last year's 5A state tournament. Andover's hosting Rogers. Andover's up 20-0 in the first quarter.
Timeout Champlin Park here.
Takes their second charge timeout of the first half.
All right, we got the officials' mic to work there. So 14-0 Champlin Park, timeout here. And on 4th down and 15, say, well, we could punt and try and catch them deep. But the Rebels are thinking, why not take a shot? Maybe they'll, an interception near the goal line would be just as good as a punt. So we'll see, unless they're trying to draw them offside and get a 4th down and 10. I can't imagine they're going to, even if they get another 10 yards closer.
Well, I'd like to see, maybe they get it into Tutt's hand, or maybe some sort of a screen. I know you like to run screens usually on 2nd down, but here you're throwing into a wind. He likes to roll to his left. Maybe he can go to a secondary route a little deeper if he rolls to his left here, if they can get that protection. And sophomore playing like a senior already, Steve, here in the 3rd game for Champlin.
Here's Tilke Russell to his left. He's going to drop back and roll left. Throws it on the run near a 1st down, and it's caught out of bounds. Tutt. And I think he's going to step out short at the 21-yard line.
Well, he
needed 15, got 14.
Okay, I would say he's probably going to roll left and look for Tutt, and that's exactly what they did. He got his feet down just at the 20.
Well, that was a nice throw, and it is very unusual for a right-handed quarterback to like to roll left and throw like that, but Tilke's done a whale of a job and it comes up just a yard short, and the Bengals are going to take over on downs with 8:50 to go in the quarter at their own 21-yard line.
And you file that away as an offensive coordinator and say, if I need to come back to that, we know that can be there. So great play.
Frank Daniels, the quarterback, gives it off to his running back, their other running back. Mike Douglas has room. 45, 50. Finally run out of bounds, and a big gainer there for the Blaine Bengals as Mike Douglas coming in there, leading rusher. 20 carries, 138 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Breaks one all the way out to the 48-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 27 yards on the play.
He got able to jump cut and move over. He's averaging almost 7 yards a carry this season.
Here's Douglas again off the right side, doing a tightrope along the far sideline, inside the 45 to maybe the 43-yard line. So a couple of big gains for Douglas and the Bengals. They have it second down and short.
Well, you can see he's getting through that initial part of that line where they've been blitzing, but now they're sealing it off so he can pop to the outside.
Ball at the 44-yard line. Douglas hit at the line of scrimmage, and he is going to get decked.
He'll pick up a couple of yards close to the first down, but that time he decided to try to go up the middle, and that's to the core strength here for the Rebels.
Yeah, that was a good play. Jalen Graham, who had the interception. Rebels changing personnel on third down and short. They need the 41, the ball at the 42-yard line. There's Douglas, the running back. And on the delay, takes it off the right side. Good play, 40, and the Rebels meet him at the 39-yard line. He may fall forward, but he had the first down nevertheless.
Yeah, that's almost an impossible play unless the offense jumps offside or they fumble to stop defensively. They could have sneezed there and picked up the first down, but they have it on a roll right now. This is the 5th possession of the game for Blaine.
7:43 to go. They've done it with Douglas. First down and 10, 38-yard line. Douglas again. Right side falls forward to the 35-yard line, and a short gain on the play. The Rebels meet him there.
You got it. Douglas looked a little tired on that run. May need a bit of a break. Look for a passing attempt here.
Sundam on the tackle. Second down, 7 yards to go. A 35-yard line. Blaine on a march. This drive started at their own 21-yard line. They took over on downs, and they're going to toss it out. Douglas left side, running room in the middle. 30, 26-yard line. Probably enough for a first down, and they're going to move the sticks.
Well, he decoyed me because it looked like he was fatigued and just struggling to get back to the line in the huddle, and he exploded through the line there. A pickup. Big time there. On the move.
Bengals going, hurry up. First down and 10. Rebels 26-yard line. Douglas again. Steps out to the right. And the Rebels were able to meet him over there. Good pursuit defensively by Champlin Park as they flow to the football and keep it to a short gain. And Blaine ready to go. On that tackle there was Khalil Toney.
I like this timeout.
Timeout on the field, Champlin Park.
I like this timeout.
Third timeout.
Teams get caught up with holding on to those timeouts to the end of the half or the end of the quarter, but you've got to read your team, and you can see that they were getting chewed up and beat up and fatigued, and they have been just running the ball. Sometimes coaches get so stubborn. You saw Zimmer with it last year in a game against Detroit. Just stop, call a timeout, take a deep breath. Let's regroup. They got a fresh player back in there just before that timeout. Isaiah Wright heading back up at 6'2", 290 to clog that middle. And I also like how Keenan has made some changes this year in his defensive formation. He was a defensive lineman in college at Morehead State, played with a couple of my nephews there. And he shifted to a 3-4, and they've had a lot of success. And look at that crowd. They wouldn't have shown if they're not having a lot of success, and they're at it now.
So it is second down, 7 yards to go. Ball at the 23-yard line. Douglas, the running back, on the delay, right side, on his feet at the 20, and gets all the way down to the 18, short of a first down. And the Rebels wrap him up over there. And at the bottom of the pile, Harry Massey, and they go hurry up again. Ball at the 19. They need the 17. Douglas Off the right side, very near a first down. I think he got it. He needed the 16 and he got there.
And this is interesting to watch as this unfolds because Blaine can throw the ball. They got that quarterback 6'4", 200 who can whistle it. They've been content just running the ball. They haven't tossed it once on this drive. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes soon.
6 minutes to go. Up the middle, Douglas on his feet, breaking tackles to the end zone. Touchdown. He got hit 2 or 3 times and goes all the way in from 16 yards out.
It's like they got over on the sideline and determined and said, the heck with throwing the ball. We got to slow down that rush because that's what caused the turnover the last time out. And we are going to run it. Nothing but run it.
And on to try the extra point. Staden.
She's an excellent soccer player for
Kendall
Blaine.
Staden hammers it through.
She's going to be playing at the U of M next year, soccer, and she has got a power leg.
So Staden with the extra point, and it's 14-7. That was quite a drive by the Bengals, starting at their own 21-yard line. They go 79 yards in 10 plays, capped off by that Mike Douglas 16-yard touchdown run. And Douglas was dominant on that drive, and Blaine went to hurry up and had the Rebels on their heels.
Wow. That was wear and tear on a very physical defensive line.
And the drive took only 3:02, Joe.
That is fast. It's fast, considering they ran the ball the whole way.
Yeah, just an incredible drive by Blaine to get back in the football game. They're with the wind, and once again trail 14-7, and they're getting ready to kick it off. Staden's a kicker, and now going over to the sideline is Tyler Terry. And Tyler Terry is going to do kickoff duties here. He is their outstanding wide receiver. Here's the thing, he has been almost no factor in the game, Joe, so far tonight.
One, he missed them wide open on a previous drive because of the pressure that was coming in. And you just got to wonder, you got to think you want to get him into the game and just hit screens. Get him outside, some tunnel screens. And just get that ball in his hand. That time they just got the ball in the hand of Douglas. MD, he was a doctor on that run.
Here's Terry, line drive kick. Tutt at the 3. Tutt with a head of steam at the 20, the 25, a seam to the 40. And all the way out to the 45-yard line. Great return by Emmett Tutt.
I tell you, the kid just has it. When he gets that ball, I hate to say it again, but it hits the switch. He makes it. He moves and just creates the right cuts. And look him blow up Terry here at the end. Somebody tried to avoid it. He was going to try to run through Terry, and Terry got the elbow in there, brought him down. But the Rebels will be driving into the ring. This will be their 5th possession of the game, and they'll start this one at their own 44-yard line.
Great return by Tutt to the 44 officially. 5:40 to go in the quarter. Preston Tilkey, the sophomore quarterback. Arthur Russell, the running back, stacked up in the backfield. Bounces out of there, finds room, cuts back beautifully, and has a gain of 9 to the Blaine 44-yard line. That was all Arthur Russell. What a run.
I love those sweet feet of his. Watch him bounce off of a tackle. Doesn't like it. Look at the footwork. Keeps the knees and legs moving. Cuts back. That scat back approach. And I'll tell you, you just got to keep feeding him.
Second down, a long one. We'll give him 9. We're at home here tonight. 5:02 to go. Here in quarter number 1. Here's Tilkey standing in the pocket. Has his man. It's caught. That's Novak, Elijah Novak, for an easy first down at the 34-yard line. He just kind of sat in the zone and caught it for a first down.
Here you get a look at Wyzetta and St. Michael going at it at CCS, courtesy of CCX. A great game there. Wyzetta jumping out early, but on the move. And you can see it right now is St. Michael defensively. Nope, St. Michael there's on the getting a look there. But anyway, a good close game. We talked about both of those squads, and Blaine will be playing St. Michael next week. But you could see the confidence in Thielke as he stepped into that ball, and he threw a tight spiral into a wind.
Gain of 12 on the play. Thielke to Novak. Here we go. First down and 10 for the Rebels. Up 14-7, driving into the breeze. Here's Thielke. Hands to Russell. Left side. Blockers in front. Running room. 25, 20, 15, 10. 5 on his feet to the goal line. And they're going to stop him just short of the goal line. What a run by Russell. First and goal, Rebels.
You say, there's that real life playbook of how to run on these situations. A delay out to the left, follows that blocker, right? 56. He just kept pushing 56. He wasn't trying to outrun him. He was waiting and anticipatory of the right cuts, and awesome job out front on that run.
Gain of 34 on the play, and then Rebels go hurry up, and then they get an illegal procedure call. So instead of first and goal at the 1, now it'll be first and goal at the 6.
And on that play, I was trying previously if he was trying to follow, I think it was 58 that was in front of him, or 55. But nonetheless, just love how he fills that blocker. Love that style of run.
So the Rebels go a little too quick. Nevertheless, first and goal back at the 6-yard line. Thielke with Russell to his left. High snap, grab by Russell. He'll try the right side. Big blocker in front, trying to get to the edge. Cuts back. Still on his feet. There is a face mask at the 1-yard line. And a player goes down for Blaine. They're going to say that's on Champlin Park, but boy, they got Russell up high. That should be a face mask penalty, as the Blaine Bengal went down hard. And he's going to pop up and be okay. It looked like it was Ben Lyons who went down injured. And let's see what the penalty is here. But this, I would think it's a first and goal. And they're going to mark it down to the 1-yard line here with 3:36 to go in the quarter. But Russell got hit high right up around the face mask.
And, yep, Hurlinger that time tried to
personal foul.
Yep. And then on top of it, the offensive line kind of pancaked him after he was on that ground. Number 69 followed through on that block and got him a pancake at 6 foot 265. And you can see behind the play, he's laying on top of the Blaine potential tackler. First down, goal to go, Steve.
Here's Thielke. Russell to his left. He's going to roll out left. He's being chased. He throws it into the air, and it's almost picked off. Thielke wants that one back. He almost got sacked, and then he just lobbed it into the air, and it almost got picked off. And the Rebels will get second and goal from the 1. They got a huge break right there.
Oh, you come back and you say, okay, that's that sign of a sophomore. Anxiety goes up, IQ goes down, trying to make a play happen instead of just maybe throwing it over the top and away.
So now here is Thielke again. Russell to his left. 2 wide receivers split to the right side. And here's the snap. Russell trying the right side, cuts back, goes into the end zone, standing up. His second touchdown in the game, and the Rebels lead at 20-7 with 3:22 to go in quarter number 2.
Russell kind of reminds you, just, you know, a Formula One car. He can go into any speed at any given time, just shifts gears. If he's turning, making a bend on a slingshot turn or what. But this case, he uses a whole different style to run.
Snap, spot, kick into the line of scrimmage, no good. Second missed extra point for the Rebels, and they lead it 20-7 with 3:22 to go here in the first half.
Well, that was a drive. And one thing you may forget is the nice pass that Thielke made that time also to Novak. That was a quick 12-yard pickup, but they needed to complete it. And a good look at the crowd here tonight. Oh, you got to love high school football.
Yeah, great crowd here
passing
tonight.
the fans along, and then they let the fan drop. But that's the price of being a nice either sophomore or junior.
Drive goes 56 yards in 2:18, and Just 5 plays. You throw in the penalties. Russell, the 1-yard touchdown run, is second of the game. And Champlin Park has had 2 extra points blocked. They have a 2-point conversion. We stand at 20-7. And the Rebels are going to kick it off into the breeze. Still plenty of time for Blaine. And what's turned out to be a very wild first half.
The second 56-yard drive for the Rebels here in the first half.
Here's Miles to kick it off. Good driving kick, far sideline, taken at the 11-yard line. Here's Terry. Terry with room, and he's dragged down at the 32-yard line. Terrific tackle there defensively on the coverage team by the Rebels, and getting there was Tyler Hansen. Good job.
Second time we've seen him with a nice tackle on the special teams on Hansen. So let's see what they do. I think they're going to try to get their lucky 7 in the mix here in Tyler Terry on this possession.
Handoff. Nothing doing in the backfield. Rebels all over it. No gain. Boy, they read that beautifully and stopped the running back immediately. And of course, that running back is Douglas.
That's a tackle for a loss. Champlin Park came into this game with 17 tackle for losses. Impressive. The opponents that they played have only gotten Champlin Park for 4 tackles for losses. So that tells you something about the production on that defensive line.
Second down, 11 yards to go, 31-yard line. Daniels airs it out, right side out of bounds. Incomplete, third down.
Tut doing a good job on that coverage. I was looking here at the bottom of our screen because they were going one-on-one. Tut with Tyler Terry. I can't put any more T's to that equation, but he had him pretty well covered.
And now we have a timeout. Timeout. And that's an official timeout, and they're trying to get everybody set and organized. 2:39 to go. Champlin Park out of timeouts. Blaine a full complement of 3 timeouts. Clock stopped anyway with 2:39 to go in the quarter. And the Bengals facing third down and 11 from their 31-yard line, down 20-7.
Watch out, because the Rebels just added number 39 in. He came in place this time for Russell. Let's see if that is Blaine, attack that side of the ball.
Giovanni Fan wearing number 39. And now we're waiting for a play. Play clock down to 20. And now Blaine's going to finally, after all of that, take a timeout with 2:35 to go here in the half, down 20-7. Big play here. And they're thinking, yeah, we want to keep the ball because Champlin Park will get it back and they'll still have time here in quarter number 2.
Well, and I really enjoy is this the 3rd game of the season. They've had a win and a loss, both teams. And you can just feel that this is really the time where, hey, is this the team we're going to be marching with the rest of the way? What's our style? What's going to be our brand or identity with this team? Because they've tried a variety of different things, and you can see it kind of develop, and then you want to see it kind of blossom or become more confident. And you can see that both of these teams have established that. And right now the Rebels enjoying their identity here in this first half. And Rebels coming into this game had been outscored 33-21 this season. And it's nice for them to have a sizable lead, they hope, by the time they go to half.
Champlin Park dropped their opener to Woodbury here, 21-7. Went on the road, got a great win, 14-12. They were 0-9 a year ago, started the game 0-1, and in that stretch had lost 3 games to Woodbury and then get a very nice win in Wayzata over the Trojans a week ago. Here we go, 3rd down and 11. Frank Daniels, the quarterback, straight back, has time, airs it out, near side, jump ball, incomplete, no flags. The intended receiver, Zach Schusted, and Schusted got his hands on it. Now it's 4th down and 11.
6'6", 225. And he's teamed up there against Russell.
Got his hands on it.
Well thrown ball. I like the way this quarterback, Daniels, releases that ball.
Schusted, who was the intended receiver, is going to punt it away. Standing at his own 16-yard line. 2 players back deep. for Champlin Park. Tuck near side, Tony far side. And now we have another whistle with 2:26 to go here in the half.
Steve, I can't figure out just yet. Maybe they're going to be doing it, setting up later with Blaine. They got a wide receiver in Terry who has 100 and almost 200 yards receiving, averaging 22 yards a catch, a couple of touchdowns. Why wouldn't you just throw a slant, clear everyone out, and let that kid get into the open area? But instead, they keep rolling to another side and leaving him all alone on the backside. So let's see if they make that adjustment, Blaine. But they're punting now.
Well, they gain 5 yards back to the 31-yard line. Schustad grabs a high snap. Good kick with the wind. Bounces, hits a rebel. Ball is loose, covered by Blaine. Oh, big error by Champlin Park there. Tony should have got out of the way. It short hopped off his leg, and it was recovered by Blaine, and the Bengals get it right back. 1st and 10 at the Rebels' 36-yard line with 2:14 to go. That can't happen.
I'll tell you, I just think that ball must have been knuckling and moving, and he got in there, had the gunner coming down on him, and just kind of lost that focus. Boy, that's like a 35-yard pass reception for a first down.
And they're going to hand it off. Douglas on the delay and gets a few inside the 35 to maybe the 32-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 4. And it'll be 2nd down. Oh, they're going to call it a gain of 3 to the 28-yard line. Or I should say the 33-yard line. Gain of 3 is 2nd down and 7 under 2 minutes to go. Douglas right side trying to get to the edge. Flags fly. That's going to be a hold on Blaine.
Yeah, you can tell he tried to lock that shoulder pad and pull in that linebacker, and that was in front of the whole officiating crew, so that's coming back.
Yeah, and then here it is on TV as well. So he'll be able to relive that hold for years.
I'm waiting to see when they bring Tyler Terry. Here you go. Look at that hold. Trying to get around that end that time was Tyler Hansen, and it helps when you throw those hands in the air. A nice job of capturing that hold. So, 2nd down,
all the way to the 26-yard line. They're out at the 43. 1:37 to go in the quarter. Blaine has it. Daniels down the far sideline. That's out of bounds. Way out of bounds. No flags. No chance to catch that one in bounds. It'll be 3rd down.
An attempt, good defensive play there to keep it. There's Plankers tried to lay it up and let him run under it, or maybe create some sort of defensive pass interference. But an excellent job at defending that pass.
1:25 to go. It's been a long first half. Here's Blaine, trips to the right for Daniels, or trips to the left, excuse me. Straight back, Daniels has time on the slant, nobody home. Intended receiver out there was Matthew Plankers, overshot him. Now 4th down, clock stop, 1:25 to go, quarter number 2.
I just don't know what they're setting up. He's looking just at one receiver the whole time. I gotta tell you, I hate to say it, but it was Terry who had about a step by Tuttle there deep. If he could have just looked that way with the wind at his back.
2 wide receivers right, 2 to the left. And there's a running back, Mike Douglas, who was huge on that Blaine touchdown drive, where they went 79 yards on the back of Douglas. And now a timeout. That'll leave Blaine with 1 to go here in the half. The final 2 minutes of this quarter has taken as long as the final 2 minutes of an NBA game. What do you think, Joe?
Hey, can I tell you what, the intensity of this game, I really have loved how both of these teams have rise to the occasion and just coming at it. I love that delay running game with Michael Douglas, and as well as Blaine has been on that run. I can't help but think they're trying to set up a couple of good deep pass plays, because that run will slow the rush down. Tell also at half here, or near half, the Huskies and Andover up 26-7 over Rogers. That is a good battle. As I mentioned, it's a review or a visit of the quarterfinals last year in Class 5A.
Champlin Park on the road at Minnetonka next week. Joe already mentioned Blaine hosting St. Michael Albertville. So Blaine, 3 of their first 4 at home this season. Will finish with a lot of road games, obviously. 1:20 to go. They're going to punt it away. Schusted kicks it away with the win. Far side, fair catch at the 12-yard line. And I believe that was Tutt on the fair catch, and it was. And with 1:13 to go in the half, I would expect Champlin Park to play it pretty conservatively.
Yep. Well, look at this mix-up right here. It's going at it. Elk River up 22-6. Brought to you by CTN. Elk River with that big win last weekend. Andover occurred and had some injuries happen. I'm not sure if Sammy Musungu is playing or Sam Musungu is playing tonight at all, but he was one of those players injured along with Kopetsky. So a good, strong running game in Elk River.
They get to the outside. Big hit at the 25-yard line as the Rebels get the ball to Richelieu Tootie.
He threw, and he got an elbow toss to the chin right here.
Tootie got just drilled at the 24-yard line, a gain of 12. Another first down for the Rebels.
Coming up for that tackle was Jack Johnson.
Wow, that was a big shot. 1:06 to go. Clock stopped as he steps out of bounds. Here's Tootie again, left side. Over the 25 to maybe the 27-yard line. Gain of 3.
Blaine still has 2 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use one.
I thought they had 1. I thought they were down to 1.
You know what? You might be right. Yep, I see quarter, too, and I see hence the number 1 next to that.
You're the first person today that said you might be right. That is the first time all day I've heard that. Thank you, Joe.
You got it.
Second down for the Rebels. Clock coming up on 30 seconds and counting to go. Rebels in no hurry. Quarterback Tilke hands it off, and there's a flag. This one's coming back. Good hard run near a first down out at the 35-yard line, but I have a sense this one's coming back with just under 18 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
I think you're right, and this will be good. Keep in mind, here's a need to know by Joe for you, all right? Here's a quick need to know by Joe, and that is that Blaine has been outscored this season 40-38, but the key thing is half of those 40 points they've allowed in the first quarter of each game. So they have been outscored 20-7 in the first quarter, but you add the 14 that Champlin Park had, so now you can add that 34-7. It's tough to overcome those deficits. And Blaine, you know, a slow start, and it happened tonight. They gave up double digits again. So let's see if they can come back from this deficit.
Penalty back to the 31-yard line. It is second down and short. They need to get just outside the 34. So second down, about 3 yards to go. And Champlin Park's not going to run a play. And that'll be the end of the half here at Rebels Stadium. And on a performance, Champlin Park led at 14-0 after 1. They take it to the locker room up 20-7 over the Blaine Bengals, Joe.
Hey, you know what? But one of the things we may forget about was the play of the defense on those first 3 possessions versus Blaine. They had a couple of 3-and-outs, and then the 1 first down, and then another 3-and-out, and that really started to stir the momentum and allowed the Rebels to get their hands on the ball and that running game going.
Arthur Russell, 2 touchdowns on the ground. Remy Gutlana, the other touchdown on the ground. Rebels lead at 20-7 here at QCTV.
Now hiring for part-time associate producers. You can have a blast utilizing top-of-the-line broadcasting equipment, watching live events, and have fun all while being paid to be a part of our team. Production experience doesn't matter here at QCTV. Whether you're a 30-year broadcasting veteran or just starting out, we will make sure that you are equipped to be a part of our high-quality productions. Not sure if you have the time to commit to a fixed schedule? No worries. QCTV utilizes flexible scheduling so that you can pick the shifts that you want to work on. To learn more, please visit our jobs page at qctv.org/jobs. From there, you can learn more about this position, and if interested, submit your application today.
Impact Services, Meals on Wheels and more in Anoka County offers meals throughout all of Anoka County and Champlin. Meals on Wheels provides nutritious hot meals Monday through Friday with weekend options. Who can get Meals on Wheels? We're here for anyone who can benefit from home-delivered meals with a focus on older adults and people with disabilities. Meals on Wheels is great if you could use help cooking or need a break from doing it, you're recovering from an illness or injury, getting out to purchase food is difficult. With your tax-deductible gift to Impact Services, Meals on Wheels, every $5 donated provides a hot, nutritious meal delivered to a neighbor in need in Anoka County and Champlin. Impact Services Meals on Wheels is a volunteer-driven organization. We have meal pickup sites in Anoka, Coon Rapids, East Bethel, Lino Lakes, and Fridley. Please keep in mind that if your company offers volunteer hours, we need drivers. The commitment is as it works for your schedule. It's a great way to spend your lunch. For more information, go to www.impactservicesmn.org.
Welcome to At the Half, the show where we take a closer look at some of our area high school sports. I'm your host, Lauren Youngquist. The Huskies look to capitalize on their team's overall experience and progress of their success in recent years. Let's head out to Andover High School to check in with the team.
We have great kids, and so that's a consistency from year to year. This year on our girls' side, we have a very large contingent of seniors. And so we have a great leadership group and kids that have worked very hard, and they're going to be successful. So that makes it fun as a coach when you have a team that's going to be competitive and kids that have really bought in and work hard and enjoy that process of getting better. Our boys' side, we lost a couple of great runners and leaders, but we're a pretty deep team, and we feel we're going to be probably even more competitive than we were last year.
We lost one senior last year, however she was injured for most of the year, so we're not losing much on that aspect. We do have a lot of new people coming in, which is very good to see just because it helps us build numbers and that helps us train more. But I think we're looking pretty good this year, and it's basically the same as last year.
Yeah, definitely not losing a lot of seniors help because we're kind of just going into the next season with the same team dynamic, but we're all training better now.
Like sometimes you base yourself off of other people on your team, but it's kind of just go out and do your best.
Yeah, and you're out there for the whole time, as in like other sports, you have time for breaks and to think about stuff, but when you're running, there's no time to stop and think about what you're doing, you just have to keep going.
Also, a lot of people coming in have said that the support on the team is incredible, whether it's coming from racing to workouts, just the support we have and how we're like a family, I think really sets us apart from other sports.
Yeah, the team aspect and the individual part is definitely something that makes it unique. Going out there and you're trying to beat yourself every time, it's different than a lot of other sports. And also, while you're out there, it's not only about you, it's just you're racing for your team and trying to better yourself.
also one of those things that everybody knows is healthy for you. And so you're learning an athletic event that is going to benefit you for years to come. And so I think there's some satisfaction in that as well. They know they're going to be able to run when they get older. They know that they're going to know what to do properly. And so all of those kind of feed into being unique and a lifelong sport.
We sat down with Macy and Grace from the Anoka Tornadoes tennis team to get a unique perspective on the team's personality. Let's head out on the court to learn more.
What could you not live without? Cheese? I don't know. It could be cheese. No, you. Okay. Your dogs? Do you have dogs?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I have 2 dogs.
2 dogs. Family? It could be family. Or I don't know. This is a hard one. Sushi? I feel like you said you don't like sushi. Okay, I'm gonna say cheese.
The answer was family, but that was my close second, actually.
Okay.
So, who on the team has the most screen time? Said Aaliyah, and that could be a possibility because it's Aaliyah.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's always on TikTok. But it also could be Hayes because he's old. So
watching the tennis serve.
He loves,
over and over.
Oh my God, I don't see you put Aurora. I don't think it's Aurora because I don't think she's on her phone that much.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's Kaylin because even though she's on her phone, I don't think it's as much as my final answer is Aaliyah.
It was Aaliyah.
Oh, shit.
Okay. You got it. Who is most likely to record a TikTok dance? Aaliyah? Well, she just did that at the other match we had, so it's very possibly her. Joey? No, I don't. Does Joey have TikTok?
Probably not.
Okay. Yeah, not Joey. Cammie? She could do it. She's kind of spontaneous. Hayes? No, not Hayes. I'm going to say Aaliyah.
You're right.
Yay.
Who has the best fashion sense? A is Hayes. And I mean, his matching red outfit is pretty fire today, but I don't think it's him. B is Cammie. I'm just gonna say I don't think it's Cammie either. C is Sophie, which I think is probably the close second, but I'm gonna go with Joey as my final answer because Joey is always dripping and is
always on point.
clothes.
Yeah, I did Sophie. That's who I thought.
All right.
Who takes the longest to get ready for school? Sophie? I feel like she puts a lot of effort into what she wears, so it could be her. Megan, Kay, I don't know. I feel like she tries too. Yeah. Aaliyah, I think, I don't know. There's so many on here that could be right. Or Allie. No, I don't think it's Allie. She's still in middle school. I'm gonna say Aaliyah.
My answer was Sophie.
Okay.
Close. Who is the best table tennis player? A is Coach Grace, which, that's a possible answer because Grace is pretty good at most things she does, I think. B is Allie. I think it's not Allie because she's only 12, so she doesn't have experience. C is me, and I think it's me because I'm insane at table tennis. And D is Lexi, and I don't think it's Lexi just because I think it's me.
I said Coach Grace,
Okay,
sorry.
Fair enough, fair enough.
All right, that's close.
Cool.
The Rebels have an extensive depth on their girls swimming team. They are excited and driven to help each other reach success. We dove in to figure out how the Rebels look to compete in their 2022 season.
Yeah, so we only had a few seniors last year. Our senior class this year is actually the largest. We came in with about 25 starting in 7th grade, 25 in our class, and I think we're down to less than that, around 15, just because of other sports, people are busy. But we still have the largest class. We do have a lot of new girls though.
This year, a lot of our team, like a third of our team are middle schoolers, so it's a lot of underclassmen and younger girls, so that's a lot different, but still a really strong team. We've always had a really deep team. Instead of like one-star swimmer, we have a good lineup of intermediate, and it works out really well for us. We try to do as many activities as we can and lots of games to get to know each other. And then sometimes we'll do like big sister, little sister, so we'll match an upperclassman with a younger girl to walk through meets and practices and just kind of get situated with the team.
Last year we recovered a little bit. It was a transition year for everyone, getting back to pre-COVID workout habits. But this year already, we're only 2.5 weeks in, and I can already tell that there is a major mental shift and more positive energy throughout this team. We seem to be more unified already, which I think sets a good example for the rest of the year to come.
Yeah, so swimming is an individual sport in general, but the way it works, you do individual races, so you race and you're racing for your own time, certain times get you lead or certain times to get you to go to certain competitions like sections or state. But at the same time, when you get a certain place, you score points for a team, and it's really the team points that matter at the end of the meet to see who wins, and that places you in the conference.
It is a very individual sport, but at the same time it's a team sport, which is hard for people to wrap their mind around. But that's what I like about it, is you can compete as yourself and against the score or against the time, and as long as you are improving on your time, you're winning that day. You don't need to beat the person next to you. Just focus on you. That's what I tell my athletes. Focus on you. You aren't always racing the person next to you. As long as you can improve, you won that day. As a team sport, it's a lot of fun because you never know who's going to be scoring points for your team that day. Someone might have a swim of a lifetime, and it's very fun for a whole team. It's fun for the coaches to see that. It's like, where did that come from? Is there more of that in there?
That's it for this edition of At the Half. Make sure to keep up to date with all your local sports coverages by liking and subscribing to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube pages. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to Dreamers Vault Games. My name is Joe. We specialize in card games, board games, and tabletop miniatures. I'm Joe Wickland. I'm the manager at the Champlin Dreamers location. Dreamers Vault Games, we have 5 locations: Minneapolis, South St. Paul, Burnsville, Champlin, and St. Louis Park. So we offer all the different major games, whether it be the RPGs, miniatures, card games, stuff like that. We supply all the different accessories as well. But yeah, and then we have a game room, the main game room, and then a main card room, and then a miniatures game room as well. And then we do have 2 private rooms as well for like RPGs and stuff like that. So just continue to do business, expand our clientele. We got a lot of regulars. We just keep adding to our regular base throughout the year. So we got a great community, several different communities too for miniatures and cards and RPGs and stuff. So a lot of some of the programs that we have here too are run by the community itself. So we definitely want to welcome everybody in, and if they got ideas and want to promote some events and stuff, we definitely welcome that. We try to offer events and space for basically anybody else that wants to come up and start their games too. I think it's definitely the social aspect. Again, we try to provide a great atmosphere, and people have great experiences when they come in. Just doing the events and stuff like that. So you might not get that same experience out of online gaming. I know like Magic has Arena and stuff like that online. Pokemon does too. But just coming in and being around other people. Of all the game stores around, I mean, we definitely pride ourselves in customer service, providing place to play, the different events and stuff like that. We're very active with the different communities, and I mean that's what we're trying to build, is a bigger and better community for all the gamers. So, but yeah, otherwise we try to carry a good wide array of just the different games.
Do you remember your first bike? Do you remember the excitement and freedom it gave you? Witnessing that joy or getting a from the heart thank you note from a recipient of one of our bikes is our reward. Bikes for Kids collects bikes donated to us from local bike shops, recycling centers, law enforcement, and individuals. We refurbish these bikes and give them away to kids and others in need who may not be able to afford one, along with a helmet and a bike lock. We do this through churches and other charitable organizations, and the recipients of our bikes also include homeless people and even refugees from the war in Ukraine and also Africa, where we ship them over once, sometimes even twice a year. In continuing our mission, not only do we need bikes to refurbish, but we also need volunteers, along with your monetary donations to help with buying parts and other expenses. If you don't know how to fix a bike, that is no problem. We can train you. But you can also help out cleaning the bikes, pumping up tires, setting up orders, moving bikes, parting out unrepairable bikes, pickup and delivery. Bikes for Kids has been around for 10 years, and last year we gave away 3,600 bikes for kids who really appreciated it. Let's keep it going.
Have you ever wanted to float down the Mississippi River, but you do not own a boat? Well, me too. But now you're in luck with your boat club and the city of Champlin.
It's majestic, it's beautiful, it has so much to offer.
We recently caught up with the excellent staff over at your boat club, as well as Ashley Wagner from Champlin Communications.
Therefore, we've partnered with your boat club. And whether you're a resident or a non-resident, whether you're a member of your boat club or not, the great part is Champlin has an offering for you to include a discount, a little perk for Champlin residents. Champlin residents can actually use the discount code ChamplinResident20 and get 20% off boat rentals, which is, wow, amazing. And again, you do not have to be a Your Boat Club member.
To learn more or to reserve a boat, just simply visit your boat club. Just a reminder that Champlin residents do receive a discount, and hey, here's the best news. Pets are welcome to join you on your beautiful pontoon cruise down the Mississippi River.
Your boat club will walk you through everything you need to know. You can even make a day of it and go up the Rum River, as they were just sharing with us earlier, and you can grab a bite to eat in the nearby cities of Anoka. Soon you're going to be able to grab a bite to eat right here on the river in Champlin when our new restaurant is built in partnership with Graco Development. And we're going to have more to share about that in our upcoming live and local Champlin show on July 29th, which we cannot wait to sit down with the Graco developer and reveal those plans for that rooftop restaurant, bar and grill. And again, it is all part of this 25+ year plan in the making to activate the river for Champlin residents through this redevelopment called Mississippi Crossings.
They are part of your community. They are your students. They are your teachers. They are your coworker. They are your friends and your family. They are experiencing homelessness. Understanding is the key to the solution. You can help them by giving them the benefit of the doubt, asking them what they need and how you can help them, acknowledging that you see them by sharing a smile. These little things go a long way to be seen and felt understood. They are part of our community and we are part of theirs. Homelessness will not go away without your help. To get help or to give help, visit our website.
Champlin Sinclair is the oldest operating business in Champlin, serving its citizens for over 70 years and are one of the last gas stations in the country that offer to fill their customers' gas for them.
That's a direct result of not too much money. And when upgrading the pumps to have them accept credit cards, there wasn't the $50,000 that was needed. So we continued to come out and pump your gas, and we never really thought that that self-serve would take hold. So we just continued to do it.
And even in the winter, you guys will come out?
Oh, especially, yeah.
And after stopping by to fill up the tank, it is no secret how this one small gas station has been in business for as long as they have.
Willpower. and then my wife making me come to work every day, that's important.
Personable service goes a long way in keeping returning customers, and driving past the infamous dressed-up dinosaur out front never fails to leave a smile on someone's face.
I do, and I love every bit of it. I love people having something to smile about. Many years ago, on a pretty wild Minnesota winter, I knitted him a scarf, and it just mushroomed from there. When Valentine's Day came around, I went to the dollar store and covered him in hearts, and it never stopped since then, which has been probably 15, 18 years now I've been dressing him. Probably now I'm about twice a month I change his costume. So I usually do holidays and just something to make people smile. Well, I did one for one of our employees got married, and I made him into a groom for their happy wedding. I've enjoyed doing it for the scouts. I like when the scouts come and decorate him and make big badges for him. I like to highlight local things like Father Hennepin Festival. I love having little children come here and take their picture. A couple of times I've had little children leave their toys here, and I think in my mind they want to play with him and leave their toy here for him to see. And then later, a day or two later, they'll come back and get their toy back. So I know it was just loaned and I don't need to take it away. Well, I'd just like to say I'm always open to suggestions and new ideas. So if you have a good idea, just drop it off. I'd love to find something new to put on for a costume.
Any lasting words about the business?
Lasting, that's what we are, lasting. Sheer determination.
And just one more thing in parting. Yes, my garage is full of costumes.
And we are back. Rebels Stadium, Champlin Park, leading Blaine, week number 3, 20-7 at the half. Steve Thompson, Joe Rulin, and our great QCTV crew. And Joe, that first half recap, Champlin Park got off to a quick start.
Some might say they hit the switch, and a good rush and some good running gaps, both running backs here, and a throwdown like the WWE here at the end. And forced him. I mean, there's no way he was not going to get in the end zone. And Blaine jumped out, Champlin Park jumped out early. And then countering there was Blaine. Coming back, a nice run. Once again, as you see, the explosive style and that running attack by Arthur Russell. Coach Keenan said before the game, we got to get that kid 25 runs a game. Here's a look at the halftime stats, Steve. You get a look at first downs. 11-6 in favor of the Rebels, and rushing yards 147 to 101. A little side note there is 12 carries and 104 yards rushing alone. That is going to the way of Arthur Russell. Passing yards 79-8 in favor of the Rebels, and then it's total yards of 226 to 109. Penalties 5 for 35 for the Rebels and 4 for 31 here for Blaine. And turnovers, it was that muffed punt return for Champlin Park as it hit the shin of the returner, and then meanwhile the interception for Blaine.
And Jalen Graham had the pickoff when the Rebels picked off that Blaine quarterback, Frank Daniels. Rebels then had 3 consecutive holding penalties on that particular possession. Champlin Park led at 14-0 after 1. They lead at 20-7 at the half. And Blaine to kick off here to start quarter number 3, and they'll be kicking into that breeze. It's been blowing steadily out of the south or from our right to our left here at Rebels Stadium.
Now, I don't want to curse the Rebels, but this is, hey, another need to know by Joe, because Champlin Park, as I mentioned, to start this game has been outscored this season 33-21. I mentioned Blaine has a tendency of having a slow start. We saw that exemplified in that first quarter by the Rebels by putting up 2 touchdowns. But for Champlin Park, they've been outscored 14-0 this season. That's kind of a difficult quarter for them. Let's see if they can overcome it here tonight.
Rebels on the return, fighting over the 30 to the 33-yard line. And then a scrum develops. And the Rebels have Arthur Russell just fight his way out to the 33-yard line.
Steve, you might do well in a rugby scrum. I can see you out there on Saturday afternoons.
Well, you know, we played a version of rugby in the neighborhood. I grew up in Champlin. And that's probably one of the reasons I'm big and ugly. Yes, we played a lot of rugby-style tackle football without pads in our neighborhood. As a matter of fact, one of the younger kids in the neighborhood is Osseo Orioles head coach Tim Tyson.
Wow.
And he was involved in some of those games. So we beat on each other pretty good.
I opened up a vein with that recommendation and discussion.
Yeah, we got it done. Here's Russell on first down, slashing his way to the 40-yard line. They tried to rip the ball away. Ball security, a big part of the plan here for the Rebels. And on first down, gets 7 right out to the 40-yard line.
Russell, 12 rushes, 104 yards in the first half. He picked up probably at a 110 now after a pickup there of 6.
And the Rebels, Benjamin Elson, the center, Kramer and Ishag, the guards, Ellingson and Wright, the tackles, Arthur Russell, the running back. Preston Tilkey, the quarterback, swings it out. It's caught. Emmett Tutt over midfield down to the 45-yard line. That is an easy gain of 15 and a nice connection and a first down for the Rebels.
You just enjoy watching the explosiveness and that first stride from Tutt. First he does those little things right, catches that ball, good technique, and then goes north-south.
Rebels on the move, 1st and 10. On this drive at their own 33-yard line, now to the Bengals 45. Here's Russell up the middle, not much. Fights his way forward for a couple of yards, but a ton of Bengals coming out of the bottom of that pile. And right in the middle of it for Blaine, Jaden Grant, a senior wearing number 93. And the key is for those guys to get upfield, and he certainly did that just to gain a 1 and 2nd down and 9.
I'm curious to see this 14-0 being outscored in that third quarter. Sometimes transpires from strategy that comes as a result of halftime and how teams make adjustments. Let's see what Champlin Park can do to get rid of that goose egg in this third quarter.
Under 10 to go, quarter number 3. Russell again, room on the left side to the outside, 40. Breaks a tackle, still on his feet, and then finally hauled down at the 35-yard line. Great run by Russell.
I tell you, I've already torn both of my ACLs again tonight. Watching him start and stop with these unbelievable jump cuts, moves. I told you before, he just hits different gears on demand, and a fun runner there. He just continues to build it, pickup of almost 10.
Yeah, they'll give him the 35. Just needs to sneak it over the 35, so it's 3rd down and very short.
Throwing situation.
Zach Halverson on the tackle for the Bengals. Here's Tilkey. Tilkey, little misdirection inside, getting to the edge and barely getting the first down. For the Rebels there was Tyler Lattimore, the tight end. Lattimore, a little confusion, and it didn't fool the Blaine Bengals.
They stretched that play out, extended it out, but I love that little reverse inside. It's like an inside counter, and extended it out just enough. A good setup as they want to run a fake on that play here later in the fourth quarter for Champlin Park.
Tutt split way out to the left.
Always setting up that next scenario as an offensive coordinator. What can you draw? What can you do to redirect?
Novak on the right. We had an official timeout at 8:58.
I think he said palms, hands to the sky. Is that what he was saying? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, we're
resetting the clock.
we're ready to go. And here is Tilkey with Russell. Tilkey drops back, airs it out. Tutt at the 3, overshoots him.
Just needed a little bit more air on that ball. He had that D-back beat by at least 3 yards. And he ran that 9 route
Well, I tell you what, though, Tilke throws a nice ball, Joe. He really aired it out. Led him a little bit too much, but boy, that's going to spread a defense out when the sophomore quarterback can air it out, and he had time in the pocket. Russell to his right. Second down, 10 yards to go. He'll get it. He'll try the left side, break a tackle, and then finally wrapped up. He just wasn't able to escape that first level, as he's done a number of times here tonight.
I was trying to count the number of tacklers that just came off the top of that time of Russell, and I think I saw 5 guys, and then he got out of the bottom of the pile. So
8:22 and counting, second up, make it third down and 8. Ball at the 32-yard line for the Rebels.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Opening drive here in the quarter. Tilke's going to roll left. He throws it. It's caught. It's caught there by Stahl. Stahl a first down and more. Inside the 15-yard line and out of bounds. First down, Rebels.
Well, he did anything but stall after he received that ball. A lot of yards after catch. He kept moving. He didn't stall. Just kept moving. And I'll tell you, he's been effective this year at just that right pattern. He knows how to get open, gets that separation. And you can see that Tilke is building confidence in those receivers.
That is a gain of 15, officially the 17-yard line. First down and 10 for the Rebels. They'll hand it off to Russell, and he'll maybe get to 15-yard line before he's dragged down. It'll be a second down and long. Under 8 to go, third quarter. Rebels leading at 20-7 on a drive.
I thought this was either a face mask. Yes, it was. Oh, good grief. That's like he was trying to steal his helmet.
Yeah, no flag, though. No flag on the play.
Well,
until he gets a play and comes into the huddle.
Yeah, but all respect to these officials. They have so much to cover. But that face mask was pretty violent.
No gain, second down and 10, 17-yard line. 7:25 to go in the third. Tilke straight back, throws it out to the right. It is caught by Stahl, short gain. Good defensive play over there by the Blaine Bengals. That was an immediate tackle.
And look at this throw. I like it because he blew a tire out there, did Stahl. He lost his shoe, but Tilke was already starting the motion on that pass just before he made his cut. And that is the ultimate in throwing guys open, anticipatory throws, great execution.
Yeah, and by the way, Jack Johnson, that good open field tackle. It is third down and 8, 6:48 to go, third quarter clock counting. Russell next to the quarterback, Preston Tilke. He'll keep it. He'll throw it to the 3, and it's caught. Going up high to haul it in on that play for Champlin Park was Drew Kaluza. Good throw, great catch.
I mean, that's what you want to say about the catch. That's a Kaluza. What a great catch coming down, but even the throw was right between the numbers and on the move.
Fourth first down for the Rebels. First and goal, 3-yard line. Play action. Tilke on the run to the outside. Dives. Touchdown, Rebels.
Fake to the inside and a bootleg out wide. Almost celebrated it a little premature that time, but finally found his way to the end zone, did Tilke.
Tilke runs it in. He just kind of faked it to Russell, rolled to the left, rumbles into the end zone. 26-7 at the moment, Rebels. 6:12 to go, and they're going to go for 2. They've had 2 extra points blocked. They have a successful 2-point conversion in the ball game tonight, Joe.
They'll go for 2 here. Split right and left.
And they're going to hand it off. Sprint to the left, into the end zone easily. Goes Arthur Russell, and the Rebels lead at 28-7.
I couldn't tell if he was running into the end zone or running on 169 southbound, because that was a lane. Those were a couple of big lanes wide open. Some great misdirect. Execution done well.
12-play drive, 77 yards, and it gobbles up 5 minutes and 23 seconds. What a way to start quarter number 3,
well,
Joe.
It's just like Coach Keenan heard me say. They were outscored 14-0, and that was the need to know, right, as we started the second half. How can they make some adjustments? Because it appeared being down 14-0, being outscored in that third quarter. Some teams made some adjustments in that third quarter. And I'll tell you what, their adjustment was keep with it. Just pound and ground your way. Some timely passing and execution there. And they are hitting on all cylinders tonight.
And Champlin Park to kick it off. They led it 14-0 after one, 20-7 at the half. They get 8 to start quarter number 3, and they'll kick it off to the Bengals. Jackson Miles boots it away with the wind. He has adrenaline pumping and hammers it into the end zone for a touchback. Blaine will start 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, we're going to see what they come out here with the formula, Blaine, in that second half, because they did not have success going this direction, left to right, with running into that wind. As you get a look at, it looks like it's game night here. Kidding, of course, as they're taking a look at the plays and the monitors and the technology involved today in high school football.
Here's Douglas. He was huge on their lone touchdown drive. Douglas gets a solid 7 or 8 right up the middle. Frank Daniels, the quarterback. Mike Douglas, the running back.
Douglas had 88 yards on 15 carries in the first half for Blaine.
Almost all of them on one drive, Joe. That touchdown drive.
Yeah, you're right.
They'll give him 7 yards out to the 27-yard line. 2nd down and 3. Douglas again probably has a first down. And we'll give him 3, and they're going to move the sticks.
Well, the one thing that has calmed down, certainly not the energy, and I could tell coming back up here during halftime. Love the energy and the excitement, but the wind seems like it has tamed down just a bit.
There's Daniels on the slant, caught 45, 50 into Rebel territory down to the 46-yard line. And the catch there made by Schusted, Zach Schusted on the quick hitter, and Blaine goes hurry up. That's a big gainer at 23 yards.
Good release right between the numbers. It looks straight ahead, and
there's one up the middle. Douglas for maybe 5. 2nd down and 5.
Well, Blaine knows they have no choice but to answer on this drive, because they can ill afford to get the ball back to to Champlin Park, and have the Rebels go on another running attack spree.
It is 5 yards for Douglas. Play action. Here's Daniels running on the right side. 35-30, 25-20. The big guy is still on his feet inside the 10, wrestled down at the 6-yard line. What a run by Frank Daniels from the 42 all the way down to the 6-yard line. Joe, 36-yard gain.
I think on that scamper, they anticipated he'd probably just run out of bounds or maybe slide down to the knee, and he just kept taking advantage of those gaps.
Here's Douglas trying the right side. Not much. Stacked up by the Rebels.
Hey,
it'll be his 2nd down and goal.
Making that touchdown saving tackle last time also was number 18, Brady Skornstein. And keep in mind, he leads this team in tackles, at least coming into tonight. And unfortunately, you hate to have your safety as the person who leads that team in tackles. That means that those runs are getting through that deep.
2nd and goal, 5-yard line. Daniels right side, 5, end zone near the pylon. Touchdown, Daniels on the ground, and Blaine gets it right back.
Boy, they found something. Halftime adjustment, just like I said, a strategy change. And they found a seam over on that particular side of the defense that they think they could take advantage of, and they certainly exposed it here on this drive. It didn't take long at all to punch that in.
So Blaine to try the extra point. Kendall Staden awaiting, snap, spot, and the kick hammered through high and straight. 2nd extra point made there. 28-14.
I just enjoy watching her kick that ball, and it just the trajectory she gets when she kicks it. Usually it's, hey, it'll get through the uprights. Perfect form, great trajectory, and she is, like I said, a tremendous soccer player. for Blaine. She can boom an upper 90 from about 40 yards out. And that's the reason why she's also headed to the U of M next year to play soccer.
So 20-7 Rebels at the half. Now 28-14. Both teams go right down the field and score. Rebels go 77. Blaine goes 80. And we're really right back where we started, even though the Rebels led by 13 at the half. Now they lead by 14, and we're under 4 to go in a fast-moving quarter.
Yeah, and the good news, hey, it may be the same, and you're going to see Staden here kick off as well here for Blaine.
Kendall Staden, the senior, wearing number 10, and is going to tee it up. And just it's a great thing to see.
Hey, and she's going to be very physical on that soccer field, I got to tell you as well.
And it's going to be a short kick coming to the near side.
Oh!
And it's going to go out of bounds, and the Rebels are going to hang on to it. But almost a pooch kick to the near sideline, and the Rebels got a break as it goes out of bounds. And the Rebel trying to field that kickoff may have been injured at the 30-yard line.
This is like an approach shot in golf. You got to get enough height, and then you want to just time it just right. And what a strategic positional kick. Yep.
Lattimore was injured trying to field that one. And the Rebels are going to have it 1st and 10 as they attend to Lattimore at the 30-yard line. 28-14 Rebels.
Knock on wood, the Rebels have had their point of injuries, and looks like a knee that may have jammed.
Yeah, and once again, Rebels will hang on, and they're going to mark it at the 29-yard line. And he must have touched it before it went out of bounds. Otherwise, a flag would have flown, and the penalty would have been on the Blaine kicker, Kendall Staden.
Yeah, and he had to have, I mean, he had to come up, or you know, Blaine was going to recover that. A well-placed kick. And we saw it happen. Rosemont did it a couple of years ago here against Champlin Park. Look at this. So, yeah. Just as Blaine was about to grab it, he went down, covered it, and incurred some sort of injury there. He's still down.
So quick recap. Arthur Russell, 2 touchdowns on the ground. Remy Agunlana, a touchdown on the ground for Champlin Park. And of course, Preston Tilkey has the other running touchdown here in quarter number 3. Meanwhile, for Blaine, it was Mike Douglas in the first half. Now Frank Daniels here in the third quarter, 28-14.
For the Bengals coming up, host St. Michael coming up next. And then meanwhile, they're at the Tino Grace on the 30th. Host Centennial on the 6th. They travel to Wayzata and Osseo.
Those are the final 5 games of the regular season already. We're in week 3. It's crazy how quick it goes, Joe.
Well, you know, that's
here's the Rebels schedule.
And that's what I was saying earlier, and at the beginning of the game. Hey, it's game 3, and people think, okay, we still got some time to discover. No, game 3 means you're into your plan already, and it's time to execute. But you got to have an identity, and boy, both these teams have it tonight. Rebels will go travel to Minnetonka next week. That's who defeated Blaine last Friday, and then you see the rest of their schedule as well. It'll be a high power, high octane.
Metro Gold North, tough, quick throw out to the near sideline. Catch made there by Drew Kaluza. Kaluza had a nice catch on that last drive that set him up 1st and goal. And the Rebels get 5 on that play out to the 34-yard line, 2nd down.
That just helps to get some rhythm as a quarterback. Work on technique. They're playing off. Why not take the 5 to Kaluza and see what he can do once he catches that ball?
Remy Agunlana, the running back. He has a touchdown, and there's a flinch on the right side of that Rebels offensive line. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Agunlana had a short touchdown run in the first half, and spelling Arthur Russell. And it's right back to the 29-yard line where we started this thing. 3:49 to go here in the third quarter.
Yep, looked like he might have been involved in perhaps a trap, getting ready to pull. As a guard. Our sophomore comes to that huddle, and I got to tell you, Players see that confidence, and they got to hear it in your voice as you're calling those plays as well, and they look in your eyes. And Tilke has certainly developed some great confidence in his play and his teammates.
Man goes in motion. That is Elijah Novak, and we have another flag fly here. So the Rebels go back 5 yards. So Rebels at one point in the first half, 3 consecutive holding penalties that marched them back after getting outstanding field position after an interception. And now they're going in reverse here with 3:47 to go. And another 5-yard penalty takes them back to the 24-yard line. It'll be a 2nd down and 15.
Rhett McIntosh into the game right now for the Rebels. He'll move to a slot position.
And here's Tilke off to the right. Receiver falls down out at the 36-yard line. It was a bit behind him. And the intended receiver was Stahl. And they just weren't quite on the same page there. Stahl just slipped and couldn't get to it. Now it's 3rd down.
Tried to make that cut back just a little bit behind him.
And now a big spot for both teams here. 3:44 clock stopped here in the 3rd quarter. Rebels lead at 28-14. Blaine trying to get the stop. Tilke to the near sideline. Kaluza dropped it at the 30-yard line. Really had nowhere to go. He had a Blaine Bengal right on his hip, and that was Easton Olsen. Now it's 4th down and 15, and the Rebels are going to punt it away, and Blaine's going to get it in very good field position.
Well, we talked about momentum and a good rhythm as a quarterback coming out. First play of this drive, particularly, was a 1st and 5 catch, and they were in sync. Then came the illegal procedure. Then came the delay game, and it took everything out of rhythm, including that pass pattern out the flats that he missed trying to complete out there to Stahl.
Tilke to punt at his own 10. Bengals set up for a return. Pretty good punt over midfield. Takes a Blaine bounce, and it'll be touched down at the 45-yard line, and that's where Blaine will start. 1st and 10. So the Bengals, can they take advantage of good field position here late in the 3rd quarter?
I was looking at the scores below too. I have a couple of nephews coaching tonight. One at Dassel Cokato. They won state last year at 3A. They're tied with Annandale right now, 14-14.
Here's Russell. Play action, swings it out to the right, caught at the 50, tackled at the Champlin Park 48-yard line is Schusted. So a good gainer on 1st down for Blaine.
And who got the tackle? Brady Schornstein. And I got to tell you, I told you he led the team in tackles coming into the game. You hate to have your safety leading that team in tackles because that means they're penetrating deep into the defense.
Cutback run by Douglas, and he may have lost a yard there with under 3 to go in the quarter.
I don't think there's any doubt. This is 4-down territory here for Blaine. They're going to gear this up, and boy, we have not heard from Terry most of the night. Back inside here and stuffed. It's 4th and about 3. And critical situation here, 4th and 3. Almost jumping off was Blaine defensively there. They reset. It's going to be a keeper to the quarterback, and he's stuffed. Oh, what a tackle. Coming out of nowhere, a run blitz that time, found the gap. He's able to bring down Daniels. Daniels looked like he was going to easily have that 1st down, but coming from nowhere, making that tackle was Heinen. Heinen came into this game 2nd on the team in tackles for loss, and now he's got another tackle for a loss, but no more critical on that 4th and short as Champlin Park is able to come up with a big stop. They'll take over now as we have first down and 10 from about, well, they're only about their own 46, but now crossing that 50-yard line and moving it ahead is the Rebels, and we've got a player down now for Champlin Park. A couple of trainers coming out to take a look. 1:43 to go. Champlin getting a look at this score, 35-14 Elk River, and that wing T formation that they run. I know they put up over 300 yards last weekend on the ground versus Andover, and thanks to CTN Sports for that recap. It's an impressive performance once again, and they're just at the end of the third. 35-14. It's a team that gets so physical throughout the game, it kind of wears you down. Get a look at one of the players here for the Rebels, and player coming off is offensive lineman. Can't quite make it if that's 55 or 58. Either one's a guard. And a replacement is in. They're set here now. It's 2nd and 5 now for the Bengals. Excuse me, for the Rebels. Handoff, cut back. Now some open space, trying to get to the outside, and now may take it to the house. Down to the 10. Knocked out of bounds, and some excellent cutback move by Tootie. Richlou Tootie, a senior running back, 5'7", 170. Just kind of stalled that running attack just for a bit to kind of stymie the defense, and then turned on the burners. Wow. First down for the Rebels, and they are lighting it up here tonight on the ground game. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Rebels on the handoff. They'll give it to Tootie once again. He goes to the right side, tries to bounce outside, and the gang tackle there as he was bracketed by the Blaine defense. 1 minute remaining here in this third quarter, and the Rebels are on the move. They're giving a chance to get a break here to Arthur Russell. He's put back in the game now. Nope, not. Fullback is there, rolling to his left, continuing, going to put his head down, get at least the first down, and we're going to get a flag at about the 6-yard line. That may be a hold of some sort, as Tilke decided to bring that ball down and make the run. 40 seconds left. They're going to get a call here from the officials. Looks like they're ready to mark it off. It is a hold. The last time the Rebels had the possession here in the third quarter, boy, they lost the cadence and the flow of that drive with a couple of back-to-back penalties, and this time you can see that jersey being stretched by the Rebels player who was whistled for the hold. That's going to set up from the point of the infraction, 10 yards there. So the second down here, and running it up the middle, trying to find an alley, and brought down. Maybe a pickup of a yard, and that's going to take us probably through the third quarter, unless the Rebels decide they want to hurry up and get to the line. 2nd and 11 at the 14. They will take this to the third quarter and charge it up and get ready for the fourth. An impressive third quarter, a quarter that they've struggled with so far in the first 2 games this season as Champlin Park, but they have an impressive third quarter, and now will take a 14-point lead, 28-14, into the locker, or into the fourth quarter. So at the end of 3, it's a battle tonight. Rebels and Blaine join us for the fourth quarter.
afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps? I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Maybe you can make retirement happen.
It's the Rebels taking on Blaine, a rivalry that's been there for quite some time. A third quarter wrap up here. They went the distance, capped by this 2-yard touchdown run by Tilke, and then they get the 2-point conversion on the 169 big lane run by the running back in Russell. And then meanwhile you saw the counter play there. They get a touchdown for Blaine on a quarterback run of their own. That was by Daniels. That's where we stand now, 28-14, and Rebels have a critical 4th and 6 right now from the 14-yard line, down to the 11. Getting ready. Mark out the signal. Selke takes the snap. Rolls right. Finds a receiver way over the top of the intended receiver. And that could be a critical stop. He's been enjoying rolling to his left. That time he rolled to his right. And just instead of throwing that ball that time, he kind of pushed it or guided it and lost that tight spiral. So incomplete. Now Blaine will take over at the 10-yard line. First down, they give it right up the middle to Douglas. Just powers his way around. He got at least 5 on that carry. That's going to leave 2nd and 5 for Blaine. This is a team in Blaine that in their first week won 24-19. Then lost last week 21-14. They're averaging 148 games in the air, but at halftime they had just about 10 yards. There's another player down, probably due to some cramps here for Champlin Park. And they'll reset there. But again, expecting to see them throw a little bit more, especially with an explosive wide receiver in number 7 and Tyler Terry, but that has not happened tonight. They've had him covered well. There you see the defensive lineman, the big fella, number 79, getting a look at. You got to look at this fan of the game here. Crazy. Oh, yeah. Gotta love that. And that has been really the tone of the crowd here tonight. The emotion and the energy has been great to see it. That's a great moment to capture. Good job. I didn't know if that was Dan on the field or who was in that video, but excellent job. Certainly a great call on player of the game. You get a look at that cramp they're still working out, and always kind of difficult to get that thing stretched out. Water, and at this point it's kind of like dehydration. When some of us who have done some running in the past, and they always say once you get thirsty, you're already dehydrated. It's tough to get rid of that. And when you get these cramps, and you always say drink water during the week, make sure you get plenty of liquids. But once it happens, it seems like they come back again on these humid nights. But it is a gorgeous night for Friday Night Lights here on QCTV. Thanks for joining us. Great tackling and an attempt there and a throw down. Another tackle for a loss for this Rebels team. That came in with 17 tackles for a loss. I've already counted 6 tonight, and that's a key play. Sets up a 3rd and 5 now for Blaine. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the bottom here on the left. Flanked out on the right side. Fake the handoff, looking for the slant hit as he throws. It's completed, and a first down and bonus yards there for Blaine. He had enough on that release and the technique of his throw as he stretched it out there to Torgerson. Just as he got hit, the ball released, and Torgerson banged his way ahead for a pickup of 8, first down. On the move now is Blaine up the middle, and power ball it is for Blaine as they pick up 9 on that carry by Douglas. Douglas over 100 tonight. He came in averaging 65 yards a game, and certainly his best of the season. Blaine will not take time to huddle. They're on the move, and you've seen this before. They went the distance and went 80 yards in 3 minutes just running the ball. They tried to get it out to the flats. Good wrap tackle near the first down marker. Torgerson there on the reception, but I think he's short. They wrapped him, and he got no farther after he caught that ball, and a nice technique. And again, who else other than number 18, Schornstein, who's again leading the team in tackles. Handoff up the middle, more than enough for the first down. In fact, bonus ball goes flying in the air, and it's picked up by Torgerson. He's going to take it down the sideline and pick up another 12 yards for Blaine. And there's another player down here for the Rebels near midfield. That ball, it's like it was launched of some sort of mini slingshot as it popped out of the hand of Douglas. Yeah, and there you see, in the fray, in the mix of it. Not only leading the team in tackles, but turnovers created. Schornstein and popped it out. Right spot, right time, Torgerson, and a little slow to get up. Looks to be Dukuli, one of the linebackers there. So they'll get a look as all the team, look at everybody. Water is trending here at Champlin Park, and look at the fans. That's trending also. Great support. And some additional fans of the game enjoying this gorgeous evening. It is absolutely beautiful. I'm not sure what the temperature, I would just say the temperature is beautiful tonight. Perfect for high school football. On the move, Blaine from the 40. Getting into the backyard here of the Rebels. They're on the move. They're down by 14. 8.5 to go here in this third quarter. They will need to score in a hurry. And then somehow make a stop against the Rebels or an onside kick. Looking deep. Nope. Tackled. I thought maybe he was going to wind up and get that throw down to Terry, but a running play to Douglas once again. 3rd and 5. This is 4-down territory throughout the game here for the Bengals. The Bengals come in 1-1 along with the Rebels. A quick pitch to the outside. Plenty of room there. Powers his way through and explodes his way and fumbles once again. No, they're going to say he was down. And because that ball came out and where they marked him down, he'll be short of the first down. That's going to leave 4th and about a yard. Boy, that was close. Situation here, 4th and 1. Whistle, and do we have a timeout? The officials are having a conversation. There is a flag down on the 30-yard line on the far side of the field. We'll get the call now, our head official. The defense, Champlin Park, those penalties starting to cost a bit. Times you get tired and sacrifice a few things. They had 35 penalty yards at half, and they've had now 4 more here in the second half. First down for the Bengals. Handoff up the middle to Douglas, continuing to pound his way. He'll pick up a couple of yards, and that'll leave 2nd and 7 for the Bengals. The Bengals, meanwhile, on the ground this season, been averaging 127 yards a game. Meanwhile, they've been surrendering 160 yards to the opponents on the ground as well. 2nd and 7. 3 receivers to the right. Terry to the left all alone. A quick pitch out to the left side. Douglas has the first yard and a few more after that. First down and more. So that time they took the snap, held on to that like he was going to run it to draw the defensive end in, and then pitched it out wide, and Douglas took advantage of that. 7 minutes as he takes this snap up the middle again. Douglas turns, powers his way ahead. His first down on the 16-yard line. He got to about the 14. Clock continues to move. South of 7 minutes to go. Here at Champlin Park High School, Blaine is on the move, and we're going to get a timeout. Love this timeout. Like this timeout. It probably seems a little bit unusual, but boy, with this heat and all the pounding and banging and the physical play going on up front, that Blaine offensive line averages about 260 on the O-line, and it gets fatigue that sets in, and it's too late once you get to the goal line to call that timeout. I like the call by Coach Keenan. Gives his chance, that line, to refuel and maybe kind of strategize differently on how they want to address this running game, and get a look at the head coach Law for Blaine as well. Fans here also from Blaine here to support. Getting a little crazy. A little hop dance over there. They're still with it, excited. Their team down by 14, but on the move. Both of these teams looking to get back over 500. Champlin Park last year had a winless season for the first time since I'm not sure when. So last week's win over Wayzata was more than just a win. It was like a mindset shift. And as we mentioned tonight, it's hit the switch night for one of these teams. And right now, the Rebels are going to need to make a defensive stop. Faking the handoff, keeping it to the outside. Daniels gets to the 10, to the 5, and he's in the house for the touchdown. Daniels fakes that handoff inside to Douglas and just finds that gap. He went to the right side as he did in that third quarter. Not the exact spot where he scored the touchdown, but where he had that 30-yard plus run. And this time he got outside of containment, and you could see 17 trying to catch up with him. That was Tyler Hanson unable to do so. Going for two here. Faking the handoff, an incomplete pass. There was a quick counter inside, but they did the fake handoff, turn, and trying to hit the flanker out in the flats. Incomplete. So that still remains an 8-point lead at 28-20. They score with 6:35 to go, and an 8-point lead, as I mentioned, at 28-20 here for the Rebels. And Coach Nick Keenan has put a scheme together here that may just be power run all the way. Oh, look at these fans enjoying the moment. This game has been so back and forth and an emotional game, but I'll tell you, it's a great game to be here as a fan, and does nothing but build that fan base throughout the season. There's a player we haven't mentioned too. There's a couple of them, but there's a guy standing on the sideline, number 27 for the Rebels, standing at about the 40-yard line. Now he is a player to be reckoned with. He's one of those guys that can be fullback, wide receiver, tight end, linebacker for the Rebels, and he was injured last week. That player is Benjamin Bramer. They hope to get him back maybe in a couple of weeks, but boy, to add him to what the performance has been tonight would be tremendous. Now, last time Blaine decided to go with that pooch kick, almost like an approach shot in golf. They kick it just beyond the 40, and they almost recovered it. But Stedden is the player who did that. He's a soccer player for Blaine High School, but this is going to be a kick instead by Terry. Terry sends this down to the 6. Tut has it. Fakes left, tries to cut back right, and he's tackled So at about the 24, the thing he did that you gotta love, he protected that football. 1 extra yard to try to battle and then have it punched out. It's not worth it right now. You're protecting that football. Looks like he's a little shaken up. He landed on that ball on the tackle. So here comes the sophomore, Tilke, getting ready to lead the troops. He's run a touchdown in and handed off a couple of them. So a total of 4 running touchdowns on the night for the running Rebels. Receiver all the way to the left, 1 to the right. A fake the handoff up the middle, and there's nothing there. The other thing you need to keep in mind on is do not fumble. Do not allow that ball to be stripped and making that run. Maybe a loss of 1 on that run. Is down by Russell. We'll be under 6 minutes by the time they take the next snap. Here they come to the line. Champlin in the dark blue, taking on Blaine in the white. 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line. Getting the call from the sideline. Working the clock down. As you can see, the time clock down under 9 now. Receiver to the left. Another handoff. This is going to go to the outside. Nope, tries to cut back inside. And a great tackle that time because the defensive player Johnson got out in front that time of Russell. Did not allow him to turn his shoulders and get upfield. Forced him to cut back where he knew he had support from other tacklers right behind him. And he's held to just a 1-yard gain. So they'll be south of 5 minutes by the time they take this snap. Will the Rebels, and they are faced with a 3rd and 9. 2 receivers to the left, tight to the right on the flanker. Set up here, ready to take the snap. Pistol formation. They'll fake the handoff. They'll roll left, dip it ahead. Good pass, a first down, and much, much more. It's a play that they've gone to the well on numerous occasions tonight. They answer the bell. I call that home cooking. They go back to the home cooking meal and the play that they know well and comfortable with. I have it as 7th catch of the night for Blake Stahl. A big time pickup. I'm surprised Blaine was not looking for that. But they run it so well and execute it, it's tough to cover. First down. The 43, big pickup, scamping his way through, breaking a tackle, powering, driving his way ahead for an extra 2 or 3, and with the help of the inspiration on the teammates, he gets a first down. Higher attitude, trained skills. What a mindset and what a drive we're seeing here tonight by the Rebels offense. You had Arthur Russell just driving to work that extra yard, and his teammates were not going to sit by and be a spectator. They came over to help him out and drive that pile ahead another couple yards for the first down. They are in Blaine territory at the 46-yard line of Blaine on the move. This drive started with 6 minutes and 25 seconds left on the clock. First down now. We're at 3:50 at this handoff. Trying to break a couple of tackles, unable to get there. In fact, he'll be tossed for a loss. But you have to remember what Coach Keenan shared with me before the game. He's like, Joe, we want him to get at least 25 carries. In our first game of the season, he only had 13, 14. That's not enough. This is the type of runner who we got to give him 25 times a game. And I got to think he's nearing that at halftime. He had 12 carries for a total of 104 yards. Milking the clock here. 3 timeouts left for Blaine. 2nd and 11. They take the snap with 3 minutes to go. Cutting back, moving those legs. Tough grip on that ball, so not risking a fumble. And now a timeout is called by Blaine. They use that first timeout with 2:58 to go. This is going to leave 3rd and about 7. Well, you got to think that the Blaine defense is probably scheming that we're going to take that snap and roll left with Tilke and try to hit the under route. You get a look now, player of the game to no surprise. Nearing 150 yards rushing. Here's the first touchdown. It's a 12-yard scamper and a touchdown there for Arthur Russell. Another hard cut and upfield. Second touchdown of the game there. And a big lift from the offensive lineman because, hey, he gives a big lift the way that he performs each night and with each carry. Elevates the play around him. Player of the game. That goes to Arthur Russell. Congratulations. But bigger things to worry about now. 3:01 to go. This is a 3rd down and 7. On the rotation over, they move a tackle over to the tight end spot. They'll fake it on the move. No, they'll hand it off and stymied there. Blitzing through and blowing up that play on a wonderful defensive play that time. Wow. Easton Olsen, senior. And you can see here they moved some extra blocking there, coming out of nowhere and blowing it up. Trying to place that block. It was 56. But boy, that was a tough setup there. This is going to leave a punting situation and 4th down, and I'm guessing Blaine has taken their second time out. They have 3 timeouts on that clock. I think they've taken 2 here in the last minute. But we'll take a look. Punting situation here as we are 2:56. The Rebels are up by 8, but they're going to punt. Get the ball back to Blaine. End over end punt. It goes. And held up there, and do not let him out of the reach. And Tut. Tut secures that tackle just like he secures the ball every time he receives it. That's a dangerous return guy in Tyler Terry, and he got nothing after he caught that ball. So the Bengals are lined up at the shadows of the goalpost. Set up at their own 8. 1st down, 2:47 to go. They need to go the length of the field. They're down by 8. Snap. They'll hold back. Pistol formation. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Running back. Douglas to his left. Hit as he throws it. Picked up. He did not see him coming. Another interception, but that was all about the rush. Shooting the gap and putting Daniels on his back in the end zone. A key play there. He goes to the sideline as they congratulate the player who got the pick, but that was all about the hit in the end zone. What a surge and a play there for the Rebels. It looked to be Massey who came up with that big hit, shot the gap, and I'll tell you, Daniels did not even see him coming. He was going to make the throw at the time he threw, and it bobbled and turned into a wounded duck in the air, and finally the interception made by the Rebels. So they take over. They'll be running here, and a penalty called here, delay a game. You hate to see that because you're not running the clock down because it stopped on the turnover. 2:41 to go. Just a couple of things to work on at practice here. You can see that clock running down right now at 0. It's in the background. 2:41 to go. The Rebels have that 8-point lead. And I'll tell you, the defense has always been kind of a key cornerstone for the Rebels defensively, and now you're starting to see it. A couple of interceptions tonight. the tackles for loss that they've had this evening and also into the season. As Keenan moves from that 4-3 defense to a 3-4. Very good schematic approach. They'll reset. They've got 1st and 15. They move it back now to up the 17-yard line. They're going to keep it on the ground, and you're protecting that ball. 2 hands on the ball. Blaine will take a timeout. They just knock about 5 seconds off the clock on that running play, so 2:36 remaining. Timeout to Blaine. It's going to be 2nd and 15. They don't have any timeouts left at all. They still have 3 up there, but they shouldn't have any because they used 2 within a minute on that last possession. The officials will probably make an announcement. They perhaps are maybe having some issues with the scoreboard. That's been kind of an issue tonight as well. Taylor, thanks for that heads up and a nice speakeasy in my ear as Taylor reminds me they've had a couple of glitches here tonight with that clock. Now it's down to 0. There it is. They're going to take maybe a victory formation here at some point. Maybe a little early for that. In that pistol formation. Tilke getting ready, the sophomore, to take the snap. Next to him is Russell. Pitch to Russell. Russell wants to stay in bounds. It's now really about the time, not about the progress. Although, you know, making enough for a 1st down would certainly cap this. But the clock now is on the move. Blaine cannot stop it unless Champlin Park turns it over, and now we got an injury. Nope, no, start it back up. Blaine, a couple players slow to get up. Loss on that play. Now they're back to the 23-yard line. The Rebels. Under 2 minutes to go. Still 20 seconds left on that play clock. Tilke runs into the huddle as they set and get to the line. 10 seconds. Probably run it to about a 5-second count. 3rd and 20. Handoff just off the guard and brought down. Maybe a yard gain. That'll move it to 4th. 4th and about 19, and the clock now moving at 1:30. This could be worthy of, hey, say you want to make a throw to the end zone. That way, if they pick it off, they are in the end zone or near the end zone. I'm guessing they're going to look at a move to a rollout left here for Tilke. I'm thinking Blaine thinking the same thing. Let's see if they counter. That is the Rebels with a different play call. Definitely in a throwing situation here. You could take a knee, but you're not going to burn that clock. Under a minute to go. 4th down. They're going to roll to the right. Looking to throw. No, he's just going to try to pick up a few yards and take more time off the clock. So he's tackled at about the 21-yard line, and that'll be short. So 52 seconds now after the exchange. After the turnover on downs. And here comes Blaine for one more opportunity. I'm going to guess one person they're going to keep an eye on is Harry Massey. Look at the excitement, the kids and the parents. An outstanding high school football game. Coming on a rush. He's tackled as he throws it. Picked off for the 3rd time. And the good move, just taking a knee and getting down, and the interception by Ottinger. Logan Ottinger, his 2nd pick of the year. But it was the pressure. Constant pressure. Daniels did not have time to plant and make a throw. So the last couple of throws were just purely as he was having tacklers close in on him around the waist or the midsection, and that will cap. They'll go into a victory formation here for the Rebels, and they move to 2-1 and put together a 2-game winning streak. They have hit the switch tonight. The Rebels with an impressive win over the Blaine Bengals. 28-20, barring any turnovers. And the Rebels excited with that. And just a complete win. You can see the fans enjoying the moment. And this has been a fabulous Friday Night Lights here on QCTV. Thanks to the whole staff, the camera crew, those up top. And David was up there as well, several others. And in the truck, great direction, and this was a big win for the Rebels. They get back up top and into winning ways and move to 2-1 into a 2-game win streak. Last week's win over Wayzata, and they take home a 28-20 win tonight over the Blaine Bengals. Let's take a look here quickly at the upcoming broadcast coming your way here on QCTV. Tough to top tonight's atmosphere and environment and energy, but they can probably do it at Champlin Park in their volleyball. As Centennials at Champlin Park coming up. Then there's Roseville at Anoka. High school football, soccer also Anoka at Champlin Park, a twin bill there, the boys and the girls. And then football on the 30th, Buffalo at Andover. Andover a winner tonight versus Rogers, and that'll be our first visit to Husky Stadium for football tomorrow on the 30th. So that's the upcoming broadcast coming your way on this QCTV. And what an environment tonight to be a part of. And QCTV presentation knocked this one out of the park. Not only did the Rebels hit the switch, so did QCTV in the production. Thanks for joining us tonight. Big win for Coach Keating and the Rebels. They came home a 28-20 win over the Blaine Bengals. Thanks for joining us. Have yourself a major league evening at a minor league price.